Yeah. Now you got me out in the deep. Feeling I'll be wrapped around your neck. When you burn me out like a cigarette. Yeah. Drifting in the city, no sleep. Don't know where we headed for next. Maybe we should get lost in a sweet escape. You tease me and you touch me. I'm going crazy about it. Keep saying that it's nothing. So tell me what to do. I'm losing all my cool. Feeling like ain't nobody else around us. Ain't nobody else around us. Got me breaking all my rules. It's only me and you. Feeling like ain't nobody else around us. Ain't nobody else around us. Yeah, tell me lies like you mind. Crazy how the time flies. We be getting sky high. So what? Ay, no rush. Ay, turning lights out. Do you wanna level up? Baby, let me fill your cup before we out of here. Do you wanna take it slow? Just tell me no. You tease me and you touch me. I'm going crazy about it. Keep saying that it's nothing. So tell me what to do. I'm losing all my cool. Feeling like ain't nobody else around us. Ain't nobody else around us. Got me breaking all my rules. It's only me and you. Feeling like ain't nobody else around us. Ain't nobody else around us. Yeah.
Breathe through the fire, break the fire, chasing something true, caught in a bind. Maybe undo, maybe undo. 'Cause when every chord felt off, and the silence could be better, every motion falling flat, had to leave you, had to leave you.
Hey there, chat. How are you guys doing? Hi. Hey, Pranay, how are you? Gukesh Piano is my favorite opening. Okay, I've been here since it started. That's cool. Very good, guys, because this is again one of those matchups that you don't want to miss on a Super Sunday. And oh, wait a second, where am I? You don't want to miss me too. And here we go. So I hope you guys are doing great, everyone. So it's the rematch, isn't it? It's the world champion versus the world number one back at it again at Norway chess, because I think this can get even more exciting than the first encounter, because it's the first round. Things can go either way. You can have all the excuses in the world on round number 1, you know. But this is round number 6. There's no time for anything else, right? So this is the second leg. So all these players have played with one color against each other. Now they will be playing against each other with the other, what do you say, the opposite or alternate color. And Gukesh getting the white pieces. This is his chance to prove the world that, as he said maybe earlier, he said he had proved everything he had to prove back in 2024. Now it's time to get better. I totally appreciate that, but at the end of the day, Gukesh, like, to be the number 1 player in the world, you have to beat the number 1 player in the world, and that is Magnus Carlsen. So here we go, chat. Starts with e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6. It went with bishop to b5, a royal opus, knight f6, d3, bishop c5 by Magnus, c3 by Gukesh, castling, d6, h3. I think Gukesh took some lessons out of the Hikaru Magnus game. It kind of went similar, if I'm not wrong. Magnus goes a6, bishop a4, h6 by Magnus. Again, simple ideas, guys. Just stop the bishop from pinning. Simple, right? That has to be it. Otherwise, why h6? Rook e1, b5, kicking the bishop away. Bishop c2. It's if you guys are thinking at some point why the bishop is coming to c2 and not b3, isn't this the better diagonal? Of course it is. We don't want to get hit again with something like knight a5. Plus bishop c2 is because in future white is planning an f4 break. The usual plans are knight d2, knight f1, knight g3, and I mean not f4, d4. So at some point or the other, chat, white is planning a smooth d4 break where this bishop will be activated on this diagonal. So yeah, that's where things have been going right now. Bishop c2, and Magnus retreats with his own bishop. Maybe Magnus doesn't want something like a b4 to come like with a tempo attacking the bishop, followed by an a4. So Magnus just being Magnus, making sure there's nothing coming his way. And here comes Gukesh with what we were just suggesting, knight d2. Again, guys, it's not extremely hard or something to understand this. Plan is very usual. Knight will go to f3, and then it will decide whether to go to e3 or g3 according to the scenario. And yeah, all you guys who have been watching, I wonder if Gukesh can take revenge. That's a good question, dude guy. Gukesh is playing Gyuko Piano. No, I think it's a royal opus, right? So people call it in different way. Gyuko Piano. You call it the way you like it. Yeah. But anyways, guys, all you guys who are watching, if you're new here, do like the stream. Today, I think we will aim at 4500. That's a very straightforward, simple aim, isn't it? Like, just simple. I think the number looks good too. So I guess we can get there. If you guys love the stream, that is. Give me a second, chat. Just 1 second. Okay, we are back and we are ready to roll. So glad to see a lot of you guys here. It's a Sunday evening. I know, like, it would be a lot of cool stuff for you guys to go out, have some fun. But yeah, this is also fun, isn't it? So knight d2 on the board by Gukesh. Magnus has different options here. Of course, he will love to develop the bishop. How is he gonna develop it? Good question. Against Hikaru, I guess Magnus also considered an idea like knight e7, knight g6. I don't know if it's exactly against Hikaru, or maybe it's not Hikaru. I think it was against his game against Fabiano yesterday in the Armageddon. I was watching it, lying on my bed, watching the Armageddon matches, and I saw that Magnus won the game. Fabi missed some tactics there, but he had also come up with his knight to e7, g6 in that, followed by f4. So I don't know, maybe knight e7 is an option, definitely. But his first preference has to be this bishop. Where is the bishop coming out? You can't let that bishop sit inside, right, chat? Because that's not a piece that has to sit inside. Yeah, so maybe bishop e6. Since there is no bishop challenging it on b3, bishop e6 is definitely an option. In a very normal looking club matches, you could see bishop e6, queen d7, trying to scare opponents that I'm going to sacrifice. But don't worry, all that is not going to happen here. But of course, this is again a very strong bishop for Magnus, the snipers as I call them. But there is a way. That's why I told you the plan for Gukesh is simply knight f1, and at some point he will break with d4, trying to neutralize this bishop on b6, and I think that's good, right? And at the meantime, his another plans could also be an expansion on the queen side with b4, a4. These are all typical ideas that happens in these Rilopus positions. But yeah, that's how things are going, chat. And I think I've covered up for all the being late 10-15 minutes, haven't I? So we are up to move number 11 right now, and that is again quite interesting. Then trade the dark square bishops. Yeah, that could also be a plan, Pranay, because what is White thinking at the moment is that he could be planning to go knight f1, followed by bishop e3, challenging this bishop. Sometimes that's another way it could happen. Then planning to, if they trade, to get the knight to e3, where it will be more flexible as it can go to d5 and f5. Knight g3 again, a very common plan in these kind of positions. And d4 can also be a plan to neutralize this b6 bishop. So that's how things work here. That's how things are going out right now, chat. And if you're new here, if you have any questions for me against who's gonna win, is it Magnus, is it Gukesh? Can Gukesh make a comeback in this classical encounter, the rematch? Because if he can, it's a big comeback. Because right now you can see that Magnus, I guess, is leading the tournament with 9.5 points out of the maximum 16.5 that was supposed they could have got. And Gukesh, he's at 5.5. So if he can get a win here, chat, it's not 1 point for the win, it's 3 points for the win. So he will jump directly to 8.5, that is striking distance with Magnus Carlsen at the top. And it would also give great chances to Fabiano and all the other players to catch up to Magnus. So this is a very, very crucial game, not only for Gukesh, but also for everyone close to Magnus and ready to catch up to Magnus. So super important chess happening right now. And yeah, if you guys have any questions for me, do let me know. Would be super happy to know that. So by the time, let me just set this thing up. Okay, cool. But anyways, chat, that's where we are going right now. 11 moves down. Gukesh trying to speed up much better. I think that's one thing he has definitely changed after the first 2 rounds. He had a bad loss against Magnus. He had a bad loss against Hikaru, I guess. No, not Hikaru. I think, Arjun Ergazi. So he had 2 losses, and both of them were when he was under immense time trouble. I think he's changing it. He's like, I don't want to do that again, right? I can have a bad loss once, I can have a bad loss twice, but if you make it 3 times, then something's really wrong. So Gukesh taking care of what needs to be taken care of. Would knight f1 be a good idea? Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, knight f1 is the way, because knight f1 is usually where the knight goes, with giving it more flexibility to think where it should be going further. Otherwise, where else does the knight go from d2? c4 ain't looking good. b3 ain't looking good, because b3 doesn't have any future. There's no a5, there's no c5. You're getting nowhere, right? So the clear plan here is knight f1, following it up with knight e3 or g3. I think bishop e3 would also be a plan to trade off this very good looking bishop right now on b6. d4 could also be an option at a point to completely shut down this bishop and take control of the center. And this is how White is gonna go ahead, guys. I think, and for Magnus, thinking from Magnus's point of view, he might definitely be looking at moves like bishop e6. He needs to get the bishop, maybe d5 followed up, you know. You can't, Magnus would be like, okay, I also need the center. I'll go with the bishop to e6, I'll slam d5 in. Looks good, isn't it? So Magnus will also be ready for the center here. Gukesh will also be looking for d4, knight f1, bishop e3. These are things coming your way, guys, and be ready, because it is the world #1 player on the other side, and it's not easy to be on the opposite side playing Magnus Carlsen at a classical game, because I guess Magnus is at a point of his life where there's nothing more to prove. He has shown that he's the best out there. And yeah, there we go, knight e7, guys, because I remember seeing it in yesterday's game too that Magnus played against Fabi. He had a very typical idea of going knight e7. It was in the Gyoko piano though. It was not in the Rilopus, but similar knight maneuvering of knight e7, knight g6, aiming at the f4 square, and makes all the sense in the world. It could also free up the move c5 at some point, stopping d4 to an extent. It could also help you in d5, but not d5 immediately, because the e5 pawn will be falling if you do that. So c5 will also be a clean plan, trying to take more control over the d4 square. Knight g6 is clearly a plan. Trust me, guys. In all the variations, knight g6 is clearly a plan here. because this f4 square is pretty nice to look at, yeah. And yeah, I think Magnus has clear eyes set. He wants to get his pieces developed. I'm also thinking, so with this move knight e7, guys, I think Magnus has also shown that he is not clearly maybe planning bishop e6. He might be thinking of bishop b7, so that the bishop can be, like, what do you say, developed on the other side of the board. So a lot of options here for Magnus, and if you guys have any options, if you guys have any moves that you think that could happen, do let me know, guys. Don't hesitate. Don't think am I saying the correct moves? Go ahead, because here for white, some of the options is definitely what we talked about. Knight f1. Sometimes white can also hit this because of this rook being on a8 and the bishop on c8. a4 is an option, challenging this pawn. What do you say? The b5 pawn structure. If you take it, a6 is kind of weak forever. If you go rook b8, trying to get out of the pin, then you take, and b4, trying to get the open. You have the open file, and things looks nice, right? So a4 is pretty decent. Knight f1 looking good. D4 is also definitely something Gukesh would be thinking about. So this is where we are right now, chat. White wants to put his knight on f5 square and black wants to put his knight on f4, yeah? That's possible. That is to an extent true. And all you guys who have just joined in, or if you're watching, this is the world champion D. Gukesh playing the white pieces against the world number 1 Magnus Carlsen. It is the rematch. In game number 1, Magnus had taken down Gukesh in a loss that Gukesh would love to forget. And Magnus has since been leading the tournament ahead. Initially, it was Hikaru Nakamura and Arjun Ergazi leading it. But Magnus says, what is happening? Why am I not the one leading the tournament? And now, at the moment, he is the one leading the tournament. And yeah, so that's where we are right now, chat. And anyone who's new here, if you like the stream, do hit the like button. Just double tap and you have done. And if you like it even better, you can subscribe too. Yeah. So at the moment, I think things are looking pretty even. Even Stevens this. Magnus planning with knight e7. His ideas are to go bishop b7. This could be a plan of developing the bishop. It could be some c5 ideas to take more dig at the d4 square. Knight is planning to come to g6, where it has a very good looking square here. And Gukesh would be also planning knight f1, knight g3. a4 is a good idea here. And at the perfect moment, d4 will also happen. But when is the perfect moment? Gukesh will let us know that for sure. So that is where we are right now, chat. The world champion versus the world number 1. And that's a game you don't want to miss any day, right? One more reason is not only because of the stakes, guys. It's also because of the amount of preparations these guys will put into these games. Gukesh definitely would have come up with a lot of interesting ideas and things that he want to try against Magnus. Because Magnus is the guy for him to beat. He is the guy at the top. For any players out there, guys, 2, 8, 3, 7. That's where Magnus Carlsen is right now. So for all the players out there in the world, in classical format or any format, Magnus is the guy to beat. And Gukesh goes for a4. Pretty understandable and a pretty, straightforward move when it comes to these kind of positions. a4, you're trying to hit on b5 because of the pin here. Usually the moves are rook b8 by black, and then white sometimes takes, like he can always have the open file, but he kind of keeps the tension on the board too. So it's a, what do you say, it's the perfect moment, guys. It's timing. It's the perfect moment to choose, right? So 12 moves down. Gukesh doing a great job on the clock. He has 1 hour 35 minutes. I think he has finally got it that I just need to play fast. I just can't take too much of time. And Magnus, as always, he's not low on time too. He has 1 hour 39 minutes, guys. It's a great matchup, and I think we are in for a treat today. Yep. So, yeah, and as Arkham says, if you like the stream, you can like it, share it, subscribe. That will be absolutely great. And yeah, it's up to you, guys. And do let me know if the music that's being played is fine and if everything is sounding good. Anything you want me to improve, anything. Just let me know. Do not hesitate. We are having a lot of fun here. And all you guys are joining in, don't move away too much, guys, because it's a matchup that this is maybe the best matchup of chess. right? Of course, there can be arguments about the chess El Clasico that they call it, Hikaru versus Magnus. But on papers, on stats, on everything else, I think when it's a world champion or when it's a world #1 guy playing against the world champion, that is a match that has like all the things on it. Like it's high stakes, guys. You just can't ignore that. Everything's all good. Yeah, thanks, mate. Because I try my best, because some days I just hurry up, might be having a snack out there, coffee, then just come up and be like, okay, I'm gonna stream right now. So if I miss out on anything, do let me know, guys. I'm banking completely on you guys, okay? So just let me know if anything needs to be done better. There's a decent amount of us watching, so this is great. Love that you guys are tuning in on a Sunday. That's pretty cool. Yep, so this is where we are, chat. And about the goal for the day, I think 4500 is definitely a goal we can hit right now today. Yep. Maybe finally in like maybe few months or something, if we stream more and if we put more content, I think we will try to hit 5000 very soon. I hope it happens one day. I hope much better things happen one day. But yeah, it will happen. When it's supposed to happen, it will happen. Yeah. Coming back to the game, guys. This A4 is being played. If you think what is Magnus gonna play here, so the simple threat, chat, is that I'm gonna take the pawn. You cannot take me back because A8 is hanging, right? You cannot play a normal move like knight G6. It's simply bad because I will take it, and this is the threat. You can't take me because there goes your rook, my friend. So we don't want to do that, right? I'm sure you guys know that. So here there is few moves to play. Rook B8 is a move that you can play. White will keep it like this and take A5 at the perfect moment because he will have the open file here. And at the same time, Bishop B7 is a very normal plan that can be played by Magnus if he's planning any ways to add pressure on this diagonal. It also supports the rook, so I don't think this is a problem at all. And A5, guys, is also not a great move because the bishop can retreat. And of course, you gain some space out of this move, but the bishops, again, the snipers are dangerous. Okay, knight G6 can happen, D5 can happen, Magnus can hit through the center, and before you know it, things could be over. So you don't want that happening, do you? So I think from Magnus' point of view that he even played knight E7. I think bishop B7 is definitely what is coming his way, like Gukesh has to expect right now. That's what Magnus has to be thinking, and because it also solves this problem straightforward, right? Takes and the rook's coming in. So I think fair enough, chat. Like I think this has to be the plan. This has to be the plan for Magnus. Gukesh would also be planning to go D4 at some point or the other. This break is important for him, which neutralizes this bishop to an extent, right? You're not letting that bishop have that great diagonal. Your king's like, what the hell is happening? Because that bishop's just looking all the way down at me, right? What is that? Like, don't do that, guys. Just block him. So the pawns, being the great pawns they are, would go forward and block this bishop out. I think Magnus would also be thinking, I don't think C6 is even an option here. It just kind of makes this move really bad in the future, right? So I'm looking forward to bishop B7 here, guys. Like, maybe Magnus is thinking of something more interesting, something that he might feel could really be a very good game-changing stuff here. Game-changing in a way that takes Gukesh into a more unknown territory. That is something Magnus would be very much excited to do. Trading the dark square bishop is important. It is important. You could go knight f1 and bishop e3 to do that. You can get rid of this bishop for sure, guys. If not, this knight could also go g3, f5 is a plan. Not now, because there is like enough defenders. Oops, not that. This, yeah. So these are the plans right now. I think we have gone through everything. Magnus, straightforward ideas are bishop b7 here. He might also be thinking about rook b8, a very like usual move that's being played in such positions, just to get the rook out of this annoying pin. And yeah, but as far as what Magnus has been doing, I think bishop b7 is something we will be seeing, because I think it's a very similar structure Magnus did against Hikaru in game number 2. So yeah, he would be happy. Oh yeah, I see some subscriptions coming in. Finally, Streamlabs says I'm gonna work today. What do you think about that? But unfortunately, it's not coming on my screen, chat. Like, I'm sorry. But whoever subscribed, thank you so much, guys. Thank you for joining in. We are trying to hit 4500 today. I think it's literally very much possible, right? So give me 1 second, chat. I am back in a second. Okay, back. So anyways, all of you guys who just joined in, this is the rematch which is happening live at Norway Chess between the world #1 Magnus Carlsen against the world champion, right? Maybe your favorite, maybe not your favorite, but the world champion. You can hear it loud and clear, the Gukesh. I kind of feel Gukesh is really doing his best at the moment, because the pressure is immense on him, guys. Like, I know he might try not to show it. He might be like, it doesn't like bother me. But being the world champion, he had 2 losses in a row. He lost against Magnus in round 1, lost against Arjun Ergazi in round 2. He came back in round 3, defeated, defeated Hikaru in the Classical. He defeated Fabiano in the Armageddon. And he went on to lose yesterday against Wei in the Armageddon. But of course, the time scramble was crazy there. But he is fighting back. He's not giving up, right? And that's the making of a champion. And there goes Rook B8, guys. Magnus is like, maybe not B7, you know. I don't want to play the sniper game right now. Maybe he does want the bishop here, guys. You never know. He does want this bishop here. And now I think in one of the World Championship games, Gukesh had tried against Ding something like... Or Ding had tried against Gukesh something like A5 in the World Championship that happened in November. In a similar position, Ding had come up with an idea like A5, which I think even Gukesh mentioned that had surprised him during the game and stuff like that. Maybe that could be something Gukesh would have looked into very much. He could also try this move, D4, guys, hit the center. B4 is also a very common move here, which keeps the tension here. And Gukesh is like, okay, I don't want to spend more time here. I want to put Magnus Carlsen under time pressure. Magnus is down to 1 hour 31 minutes now. Gukesh has the lead in time. This looks good for the world champion because he seems prepared. He seems ready for Magnus today. It's not like the earlier one. And Magnus is like, you're ready, I'm ready too. Let's play fast. You want to play fast? We're going to play fast. Knight G6 on the board. And Magnus making no double, like, not asking any questions. It's just going all in. Knight G6. And this is getting interesting, chat. We are down to move number 13. Not too many moves ahead. Both these guys have to reach move 40 before the time gets down. And if the time goes down and they reach move 40 before that, they get 10 seconds extra. 10 seconds for each move. Nothing else. And this is very interesting. And if you guys think, this is a normal Roy Lopez game, this might end in a draw, this is not exciting, something exciting is coming up then. If this game ends in a draw, we do have Armageddon, which would be even more exciting. Okay, so you guys are definitely in for a treat today. We also have other games where Hikaru is facing Fabiano and Arjun Ergazi is facing a very interesting in-form Wei, because Wei has been winning the last 3 Armageddons in a row. The Classicals have been ending in a draw, but the guy says like, oh, come, let's play some Armageddon matches and I'm going to take you guys down. Because he defeated Magnus Carlsen. I think yesterday he defeated Gukesh. And in between, he had defeated someone else also. I don't know, I don't remember exactly. Hikaru maybe? But he's defeating people way on the go, guys. So definitely an interesting player to look out for. Hey, bye Bray. How are you? Hey Speed, how are you? Speed 3.0. But anyways, Daniel, I could call you Daniel or anything. So anyways, I can see a lot of you guys have joined in. Thank you so much for joining in today, guys. This is the very interesting Super Sunday showdown between Magnus Carlsen and Gukesh. And I thought, why not? Why not we throw in a watch party and sit back, relax, have a good Sunday, watch the game, get better at chess, walk out of here. Yeah, and that's the aim, guys. And if you guys enjoy the stream, do like the stream, do share it, do subscribe, so that it reaches more people, we get more people in here, and things get better. Yeah, but this is great. We are trying to hit 4,500 today. Yep, and we are on the way. We are on the way. 81. Not much to go towards 500 today. And I'm sure we will get there by the end of the stream today, guys. And thank you for joining in. The game, if you are just joined in, just a quick review. It was an E4 game. It was a Opus opening. Gukesh was playing white, well prepared. Magnus goes knight f6, d3 bishop c5, c3 castling. White decides that, okay, you castle, I'm gonna castle. d6, h3, a6, bishop goes to a4, and now we go with h6. So here the rook comes to e1, b5 by black here, very typical, kicking the bishop away. Gukesh retreats to c2, bishop goes back to b6, as I had explained before, not giving any free tempos. Knight d2, you can see the plan is f1, g3, also to break the move d4 at some point. Knight e7 by Magnus, plan was this, which actually happened in the game. a4, rook b8, d4, Gukesh hits the center, knight g6, knight f1, and that's where we are. So you have all covered. If you're just joined in also, you're all covered. Hey Jatin, how are you? 19 left. Yeah, of course we'll get there, man. I hope so. If we don't, it's okay. We will get there someday or the other. Like, we just keep doing stuff and we are on the way. Yeah. But anyways, very happy to see you guys out here on a Sunday. I know you could be doing a lot of other things in the world, but you're watching this, and that is absolutely cool. And as I always say, guys, this is definitely a win-win scenario for you guys, for me, because this is the best chess game out there at the moment. You can't bring better players, or else you have to bring in AlphaZero and other things, which is not human chess, so we don't believe that. Yeah. But anyways, guys, coming back to the game, Magnus is taking a think. He's like, okay, I don't want to rush. I don't want to walk into any preparation by Gukesh. He's been playing fast. He has not been hesitating as much as their game number 1, or game like his game number 2 was also very shaky. Gukesh had a very shaky start to this tournament. But I think after the rest day, he had a loss yesterday to Wei, but that wasn't the Armageddon. Armageddon, time trouble, anything could happen. Classical chess, it's a different story. And all you guys are watching, do let me also know which is your favorite opening, because today we got to see a Ryle Opus on this board. Let me know, guys, which favorite openings do you like and why. And you can say it as from the black side or from the white side. Which are your favorite openings that you guys like to play, and which is your favorite. Sometimes you have those openings, right, that comes on the board and you're like, I just love this position. Yeah, you already feel like winning sometimes. I've seen people, when they get the opening they want, they're like, this is done, man, I've got this. Yeah. So do let me know if you have such an opening on your list. I would love to see what are the different things that comes our way. And what do you guys think? Should I just keep a poll, chat, like just to see actually? Let's create a poll also, right? Okay. I'll keep a funny poll today, okay? So who are you guys with today? Let's see. Let me see who you guys are in for today, guys. So it's Magnus, who or Gukesh. Here we go, chat. Let me know that. So let's see. Let me see who are you guys with. Oh, the Magnus poll is going high. The votes really hitting Magnus, isn't it? Okay, 80% with Magnus right now. Okay, but I do see that there is things for Gukesh too. You know, I like that. I kind of really like it. Oh, lot of Magnus coming on the way, but let's see as the game progresses. Maybe finally you guys might change your mind, or Gukesh might force you guys to change your mind. I can see some good, but still Magnus leading the poll, 57% on his side. But anyways, chat, we'll see. And here we go. Gukesh, Magnus goes with the move c5. We had discussed about this move c5 that can hit the center, which could be another plan why this knight left c6 and went to g6. You guys know that. And c5 now on the board. Asking Gukesh about to make a decision. Like, are you going to play d5? Are you going to block the center? If you play d5, I could even play this move c4. Again, keeping the bishop open for a very long time to come. Are you going to trade here? And are you going to keep the open file on the d file? Is that what you want? So, lot of decisions, lot of pawn tensions here. There's a pawn tension between d4, e5. There's a pawn tension between d4, c5. And there's a pawn tension between a4, b5. So, lot of tensions to be cleared here. But Gukesh said, I'm going to do none of that. I'm going to play knight g3. Right? He goes with knight g3. Nimzola's an attack, Catalan, London, Gukesh, and from white side, and Scandinavian, Caro-Can, Sicilian, Benoni, Granfell from... You like a lot of openings, man. I really appreciate guys who can learn so many openings, you know, like it requires... I really hope Gukesh can get revenge, but Magnus is still Magnus. Absolutely, and we can see that in the poll. I can see that in the poll that Magnus does have a good amount of support here. 62% of you guys vote for Magnus Carlsen. That is, yeah. But I can see that. I can see that Gukesh does make a good fight, you know. Gukesh is making a good fight of it. Oops. Wait a second, chat. Now how do I close this poll? Okay, better. I almost managed to screw that up, but maybe not. Okay, chat, and I might also look a bit sleepy because I was sleepy. So that's why. So don't bother all that. Just bother to watch the game. And Gukesh goes with the move knight g3 here. So this is interesting. Two knights. It's like in a real life battle in a kingdom, guys. The knights standing in front of the castle king saying that nobody enters here. The bishops guarding down all the way from here. The queens in the center. The rooks ready to support. It's like a real over-the-board battle right now, chat. This is pretty interesting. I don't know any opening because none at my level plays any opening. That's a very smart move, dude guy. But just think like this. If you can create some preparation rather than going all in deeply into openings. Maybe if you can get some ideas of the positions that you play. That could be really helpful in your games. And all you guys, if you have just joined in again, I'll just quickly repeat this for you guys again. It is Magnus Carlsen facing off against Gukesh. It's the rematch where Gukesh gets the white pieces today. And can he take down the world number one? That is the question of the day on a Super Sunday. Magnus facing Gukesh. It's a very interesting position. I'm really looking forward to this. And the most fun part about Norway chess, guys, is that at the end of this games, there is no boring draws for you. I know, like, being an audience, I can totally understand. I'm not being a commentator or anything, right? So I can speak the truth. I don't have to be one-sided. Trust me, like, I do know that when it comes to some long game classical format draws, people get frustrated. People are like, we just spent the last 3 to 4 hours watching this game, and the game just ended in a draw. What the hell is that, right? But that doesn't happen in Norway chess, which is the most interesting thing I felt, is that even if the game ends in a draw, there is an immediate Armageddon through which they do decide a winner of the game. So at the end of the day, you have a winner. It could be through classical, it could be through Armageddon, but there is a winner. I use my own openings. That is great. Jacob on fire. When are you getting back to streaming games? Yeah, pretty soon maybe, Jacob. Like, I think at the moment I felt like for a few, like this week, I was quite interested in streaming this Norway chess stuff. maybe pretty soon after that I could go and do some games. My hair is really messed up, chat. Give me a second. Some days can be really messed up, you know. I don't want to look extremely sleepy, you know. That's why I'm just trying to look better. Okay. Not as worse as it was earlier. Okay, coming back to you, Jacob. I'm 1000. Yeah, keep playing, guys. Like, Dude Guy and everyone. Like, you're 1000, don't mind. Like, it just keeps going, right? And here comes pawn takes d4 by Magnus. He said, I want to clear the center. I want to deal in the center. He takes c takes d4. Gukesh takes back c takes d4 into the center. Quite interesting. Magnus takes b takes a4 here. Okay. I'm pretty sure rook takes a4 could be definitely the option Gukesh could be considering here. Or it could also be bishop takes a4. Bringing the bishop back here. But would he do that? Or would it be rook takes a4? I feel like it's a rook, guys. Kind of have this feeling that it could be the rook. So Magnus has cleared a lot of the pawn tensions I was talking about. Magnus said, no need for this tension here. No need for this tension here. And this requires some very good understanding about the pawn structures here. To just make this an isolated pawn, to play with this, and to understand that b2 could be a potential target, to play with this structure. Magnus knows this pretty well. He's not just randomly walking into any kind of structures, guys. Magnus has a clear picture where this is going, and that is what is happening. And I do see why the poll was going in favor of Magnus Carlsen. Is it still in favor of Magnus Carlsen, chat? Yep, 61% of you guys still believe that today is Magnus Carlsen's day. And I would like to see that. I would like to watch and see if that is the day. I can see your dark circles. You can? Oh, that's sad, man. I know. You know what? Maybe. need to find some people who can, like, maybe once I'm at 100k, I might come up more dressed up, you know. All in the most best of my looks. And screw things up. Because it doesn't have to do any sense here. Because that's what I say, chat. I don't try to. I just try to be like coming just like the way it is, and that's all. But anyways, CDC Platinum membership is worth it. Chess.com, right? Okay. I think, to be honest, guys, when I was looking through this chess.com memberships, right, I even feel the gold is fine, isn't it? Like, I don't know. Okay, so if you guys want some game reviews and stuff, I think you might need to have the diamond or platinum, right? I don't know how important would those be. You could also analyze with the engines that's already there on chess.com. I think if you guys are planning to get it, yeah, it's okay. I even felt that the gold gives you enough things that you need. So, it's up to you guys, you know. It's completely up to you guys. You guys can choose that. Okay, so anyways, guys, coming back to the game, Gukesh finally has to sit back and think. But the good thing for the world champion today is that he does have a good lead on time. Gold ways we can get puzzles free in Leeches. That is also true. Leeches is another platform where you guys can have a good watch. I think almost everything is also available on Leeches too. So that's again definitely an option. The world is gonna be in trouble when Leeches starts charging things, you know. Yeah, no game reviews, yeah. I get it, but is that really that important? Like, so, I mean, even if you go through your games with an Stockfish engine or anything, you do get a better idea, right? But okay, of course, like if you like to see your games with that, I think then Platinum could also be a pretty decent go for you. Yeah, Dude Guy. I have heard of that. And I have finished those a few times. They have both the tactical and positional books. So it was an interesting one. It's like It's like, what do you say? It's like a daily drill. You keep hitting it every day. So yeah, interesting that you guys have looked into all of that. Any website you know which offers free reviews? I have heard of something here and there recently, like some gives free reviews and all, but not exactly any. So I think Leeches has some reviews, but not as detailed maybe as the chess.com one. But Leeches can also give you reviews after your games. The My System, yeah. Good. Nimzovich was the great around Nimzovich. Okay, so I can see that you guys all use different platforms for your chess, which is great to see. But coming back to the games, all you guys are watching the game right now. B takes A4 has been played. Gukesh is just, if you guys are thinking, why is Gukesh thinking? Why can't he just take it back? It's because he has two options here, guys. He's thinking whether bishop takes is better, rook takes is better, or just keep the pawn like that and take it later. So there is three options actually for him. Just keep it there, maybe just develop a bishop to e3 or something, or to d2, something like that. Just get your bishop into the game. I mean e3, d2 is not that great. You lose a pawn here. So he could be thinking of either I should get my bishop out, or how should I be taking this pawn back. So this is where basically Gukesh is right now, and that's why he is spending time here. So I hope that was clear for you guys, because sometimes you kind of feel like why is he spending time for the obvious move, because it's not an obvious move. Like, it's not like just one piece that can take it back. There's multiple options, and that is why that's a big thing that you guys can also change in your game. Sometimes when you're playing a game, guys, when your opponent makes a normal looking move like a capture, you kind of tend to have the tendency to capture back immediately. You'll be like, oh, I'm gonna get it back. But then you feel like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have, right? Maybe I should have played something else now. So just to avoid that, just to have that patience is why they keep this thinking process going. Have patience. That is a big skill in chess. That can win you a lot of games. Trust me, chat. That's gonna win you a lot of games. But coming back to this, a pretty strong game on the go. Magnus playing the black pieces, the world number 1 versus the world champion Gukesh. And this is a very, very important game considering the tournament scenario. For Magnus, if he manages to win this, he's slowly running away with the tournament from others. Trust me, he has had some good classical game victories. He has taken down the youngsters, every one of the youngsters. He has taken out Gukesh in game number 1. He went on to take down Arjun Ergazi in the next game. So Magnus having a smooth time with these guys, you know. It's still, is it the Magnus effect that is affecting these guys, or is it just that Magnus is like unbeatable? Yeah. But definitely he was taken down by Hikaru Nakamura. Magnus was beaten by Hikaru in the Armageddon. It was a very fun game. I think we watched it on the stream, last stream. So that was a very crazy game there. But yeah, definitely. And one more thing, chat. If you like the stream, if you like anything about what you're watching, do like the stream, do share, do subscribe. We are trying to hit 4500 today. That's the aim for the day. So yeah, would really appreciate that too. And I will definitely be trying to add more content, more fun stuff, more real life stuff that is happening in and around me, so that I get to share those things with you. Yeah. But anyways, all you guys who have joined in today, as I call it the Super Sunday, great to see you guys here today. Give me a second, guys. So Gukesh is really thinking here for few moves here. One of his ideas is definitely bishop takes a4, rook takes a4. But he also has an option to keep the pawn like this because as you guys can see, it's not dangerous at all. They're double pawns, they can be taken anytime. So he's just thinking whether why should I just not bring the bishop now? Let's just get the bishop to e3, bring it into the game and just play it like that. Where will you go for over the board tournaments? Multiple countries actually, like a lot of different countries, because in my initial days, man, like I had played only in one country. And all the stuff that I've gathered was from that place. But I think like the major aim is to travel, for sure. In life, I feel nothing's worth if you are not able to live a free life, you know. So if I have to do it, if not now, that's a big question, right? If not now, then when? Yeah. So that's the question I have for everyone also. Whenever you have a tough time, guys, whenever you hesitate in thinking that should I do this, something you want to do, just keep that in your mind. If not now, then when are we gonna do it? So that's all. It's multiple countries. I'm looking forward to different countries. I'll let you guys know where I'm traveling. I'll just add more stories. I'll even try to do live, you know, like it will be fun. Like it really keeps me like it's like I wouldn't feel like I can still see you. Okay. But you shouldn't be, because I didn't have a good sleep, you know. I'm not that sleepy. I'm just tired because I slept too much maybe today. Today was a good day of sleep, you know. But anyways. Anyways, guys, coming back to the game. I think something on the board is even more important right now than all the things we are talking about. But do let me know if you have any questions, anything regarding chess in general, or anything regarding this game. So it's right now Magnus Carlsen facing off against Gukesh. This, I feel, will be one of the most anticipated matchups, like Gukesh Magnus, until maybe the next World Championship cycle. Until, I'm not saying next championship cycle Gukesh is gonna, like, give it away. I'm really looking for... Hey, Retake, how are you? Okay, so you guys are good friends. I never knew that. That's nice. But anyways, guys, coming back to the stream. So I'm really looking forward to seeing some... really looking forward to seeing some good-looking games for the upcoming World Championship. The candidates, those are some great tournaments I'm looking forward to and streaming off together with you guys. It would be a lot of fun. Right, chat? So it's Magnus versus Gukesh. And in the poll, do let me know who are you with today. I do see 40 votes have come in. Let me see who the crowd is with. Okay, so there came bishop takes a4. So of course Gukesh was calculating rook takes and maybe other developing moves like bishop e3, but he decided, nah, I don't want to do all that. Let's go bishop a4 here. Let's see who you guys are with. Oh wow, this is a tough fight, guys, because it's 50-50 right now. The poll is 50-50. That is great. 50% of you guys think that Magnus is gonna win. 50% of you guys think that Gukesh will take this home today. This is very cool. I didn't think like that. I thought a lot of you guys are gonna be with... to be very honest, I thought a huge number is gonna be with Magnus today. Since he won it. This is tough, man. 51 with Gukesh, 50 with Magnus. It's 51-50. I think someone... Okay, so with 41 votes, that is. Pretty interesting. Gukesh on the go. That was really surprising. Taking nothing away from Gukesh, but that is interesting, chat. I like the support for the world champion. But good job anyways. We are going through this important phase of the game. Both players have got the bishops. Now it's time to decide. Like basically, guys, these bishops on c1 and c8, right? They don't need to be developed immediately. If you're thinking that, okay, now they're going to develop the bishops, they don't. They're already in good positions. And even from their squares on c1 and c8, because they're not stopping these rooks. The rook on b8 can be activated easily. The rook on a1 can be activated easily. So these bishops that you see on c1 and c8, they actually don't have to even move, you know. They are absolutely doing fine. So things looking good for these players. Both very comfortable. The position quite equal. But On time, Gukesh has got Magnus Carlsen thinking. And Magnus is down to 1 hour 18 minutes. While Gukesh, he has 1 hour 20 minutes on the clock. That is definitely something something good for the world champion. And all you guys who have voted for Gukesh, he's trying to give it the best for you guys. Yeah. Because today I feel he's in a much better shape than the first 2 games where he was taken down by Magnus and Erigazi. He looks much stronger today. The reason is that you can see that in the time management. He looks well prepared. And if you like the stream and if you like... with whom you are? That's a pretty decent question to retake. I think I should stay in between, right? Since I'm calling the game for you guys. I think I should stay like neutral, you know, like without going into either side. See, of course, I've always loved the way Magnus plays chess. I really likes that he's a very strong player. He really resembles the Capablanca style to an extent. I really love the way Capablanca used to play chess. The understanding, the positional moves, the end games. I was always... I really looked into a lot of his games. Happened 100 years ago, but still, the games are games, you know. So yeah, Gukesh getting more votes. Yeah, that's quite interesting. I do see that a lot of you guys out there really are supporting Gukesh, isn't it? That is not something I thought. It's now 54 in favor of Gukesh. So yeah, quite interesting. Maybe Magnus might change that too today, right? But anyways, the bishop comes to b7, guys. Again, the snipers are ready. Magnus is getting ready with the snipers, and Gukesh needs to be careful because Magnus at some point or the other would also be planning a d5 pawn break. He would try to break this center open and activate these guys all the way towards the king. And that is something he should be really bothered about. Gukesh needs to think about this. He has an option to block this bishop, guys. d5, if you think about it, it blocks the bishop on b7. But the problem is that even though you block the bishop on b7, it opens the bishop on b6 now. So, you know, it's like, it's not easy. Yeah. Something leads to another. So I don't think if Gukesh would be thinking about it, because if you play d5, of course this bishop is not looking good. But black can play a5 and get the bishop this way maybe into a better square. So Magnus has his plans ready. He's going in for it. So bishop b7 looks decent. This rook might find home on c8 at some point or the other. Not immediately, but someday or the other, it might think of rook c8. Pretty interesting game, pretty interesting position. Gukesh will win in 56 moves. That is some prediction, man. Bishop e3 now. But are we dropping the e4 pawn if you play bishop e3? So be careful. You don't want to drop any pawns in between, right? Bishop e3, you see that? There is these guys hitting the center. So you don't want to block your rook, right? Bishop e3 blocks the rook and you lose a pawn there. Gukesh is calculating mate in 156. Okay. Like, the guys who have voted for him definitely hopes so, right? You guys you guys would want him to definitely find a mate in this much moves. But anyways, chat, we are also aiming to hit 4500 today. So thank you so much for all you guys who are watching and subscribing. I really appreciate that. Even if it's one of you guys, I really appreciate this. Because I do know days where there were just few subscribers. I know even now it's not huge or anything. We are still a pretty closed set of people here. But that's good enough, guys. Like, as I told you, like, the bigger number is not the dream. The better quality of subs is definitely the better stuff here. Yeah. But anyways, guys, that's where we are. Magnus facing off against Gukesh, the game that you don't want to miss. It's a rematch. This is live happening right now in Norway, the Norway chess. You have other games such as Hikaru versus Fabiano Caruana. You have Vei versus Arjun Ergazi, which are some of the games I could also show you. So Paul, hey Paul, how are you? Yo, do you watch anime? Not so much, but I do have some ideas here and there, you know. But Definitely not the biggest of your guys for it, but definitely I can understand. Yeah. But anyways, guys, now coming back to this, let me also take a second to also give you guys a quick look at what is happening in Fabiano versus Hikaru. So Hikaru Fabiano started with a Sicilian. That is interesting. So I think Hikaru goes for the bishop b5 line with the bishop coming back, c3, d4, takes, bishop e3, knight f6, h3. Fabiano usually has a very tough time against Hikaru when it comes to the results. Even in this tournament, Fabi has lost a game which he could have got a simple draw out of. So psychologically, Hikaru has the upper hand, but Fabiano has went on to take a pawn on b2, which actually seems like a pawn on b2, because if you go rook b1, he's going to take a pawn on a3. So basically, he's taking all the pawns out here. Yeah, maybe rook a2 is Hikaru's plan. This game was also looking interesting, guys, because Hikaru needs to find some plans against this. Bro, I have a question. Do we need to memorize all openings? Actually, memorizing openings is not good enough, guys. Like, someone who understands the ideas of that openings can be even better than a guy who memorizes all the openings. Someone who understands chess positions well. Like, in a certain position, how should I be playing? What is my key plans in this position? Those are the way you should be learning chess. Trust me, guys. don't go all in and memorize stuff. It's not gonna help you. So that's how Fabi is playing here. Gukesh Magnus. We are back to the Gukesh Magnus. Just to go through Erigazi versus Vei, just to see if any crazy stuff is happening here. Arjun Erigazi goes with the d4 openings. Just kept developing everything. The rooks are coming in. And oh, wait a second. What is this? So he goes queen b1 here. Where he goes rook, knight takes a2, queen takes a2, and queen b6. He's like, I'm gonna get the knight back, am I? So this is interesting variation now. But I think these guys are still prepared to an extent here. So things are still going well. So how can we play good chess? If you actually understand chess in a very balanced way, if you understand the endgames, middle games and openings in an equal way rather than just focusing completely on memorizing openings. Of course, openings can take you to good positions, it can give you decent ideas and stuff, but you should understand the openings, like what kind of middle games am I going into from this, what kind of positions am I going to get out of this, and how should I be playing in those positions. That helps you better. That's my take. Can you tell the 1700 to 2000 roadmap? It's to work a lot on your calculation. If you wanna push yourself, understand openings, as I was just mentioning. Try to understand the plans out of an opening. Try to understand the middle games that could come out of that opening. What are the typical places your pieces have to go in those, and try to work a bit more harder on chess, like a few hours if possible, if you can find time, and trust me, it will show in your game. So I think you have my answer, right, Paul? If you feel so, then I'm pretty sure you understand what you're lacking. So just get better at it. See, guys, everybody, all of us likes to hide our weaknesses, but we have to kind of address the weakness. We have to understand the weakness and we have to get rid of it. Sometimes we like a certain phase of chess and we try to learn that more and more. Maybe you like openings, but you keep on learning openings. It doesn't make sense. Why do you do something you're basically good at? Try to make it better. Try to cover up the weak areas that you have, and that's where you get even more better. So yeah. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys like the stream. This is the world #1 Magnus facing off against Gukesh, the world champion. Classical game. Gukesh down. Gukesh was managing his time pretty well until B takes A4 here, guys. Till here, his time management was pretty decent, but after that, B takes A4, bishop takes, bishop B7. He has been spending quite some time on this right now. Gukesh is down to 1 hour 12 minutes, while Magnus has 1 hour 17 minutes on the clock, which is quite decent, right? They're down till 17 moves, guys, so they have to reach move 40. Once they reach move 40, they will get 10 seconds for each move they play. I really like this system of play, if you ask me. The time is a big role. Time plays a huge role in this game. Paul, that's a pretty decent question, and that's a pretty decent rating too. So, but for now, let's keep it like that, because it doesn't have anything much to do with the whole thing, right? But anyways, guys, coming back to the game. So do let me know, what do you think Gukesh is thinking here? What is his plans? What is your plans? What move do you guys see? And try to see if the move you guess happens with the move Gukesh plays. So that can really boost your thing, right? Because when I was learning chess initial days and all, I remember this book called Multiple Choices in Chess, and it was a very nice book. They give you games, very top level games, and then there is this multiple choices from which you can select, and you can select a move out of this 3. And sometimes when we get it correct, we feel a lot of confidence, right? Because you're like, wow, I got this move correct, I guessed it correct. Out of this 3 moves, I felt this was the best move of the position. So it is really encouraging when you start trying to guess ideas and moves, and when it comes through, it's like you're seeing it, right? Woodpecker is good. Woodpecker is pretty nice. So it really grinds you out. I have really gone through it completely. The reviewing it again and again, the whole method is not that easy, but yeah, I've gone through it in a way that I have really I had a hard time. It's not race with zebras, it's chess with zebras, right? Chess with zebras, yeah, it's because it wasn't it chess, it's Ronson, it was Ronson book, right? Chess with zebras. Chess, yeah, I think that's the title, right? So, yeah, anyways, pretty decent, 10s to 2400. Should we solve it on, or we can see the solution? The woodpecker, maybe you try it yourself. There is a first 230 positions which are pretty easy. That I think you should start with. Do that initially. That's the easy exercises in it. And I think it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy, to be honest. Those ones you'll easily get it, but it's all about not it being easy. It's all about the repetitive way of doing it and understanding the patterns that you see. So anyways, guys, coming back to the position, I think you are wrong, my boy. You are wrong, Paul. But anyways, coming back to the game, guys. Gukesh still thinking. He's down to 1 hour 9 minutes on the clock. I do puzzles for 3 hours and study endgame and middle game tactics, no books. Good enough, good enough. Spend time on chess. It will take you ahead, guys. Okay? But anyways, coming back to the game, everyone. Magnus just played bishop to b7. Gukesh is waiting to make a decision here, because he might be thinking of something like takes is an option, d5 is an option, but takes is definitely not a good option. It keeps both these bishops very activated here. One decent move that I do see, guys, is d5, which can block one of the bishops at least, but this guy still is a monstrous bishop. And the a6 bishop can come out using a5. So for example, you play this, a5 and bishop a6 is definitely something you should be thinking about. Who are you betting for today? I don't know, Nobita. So I think if the game goes into Armageddon, guys, I think I have to bet on Magnus. Even though he had lost 2 Armageddons against Hikaru and Wei, yesterday was dominating chess against Fabi. He really took down Fabi in a very strong way. He had the black pieces. And again, if these guys go into Armageddon and Magnus has the black pieces, Gukesh has to win, as with white. And what is the more tougher task than winning against Magnus Carlsen in an Armageddon match, where he just needs a draw? Do you think you can take it away from him? Very hard, right? Not the easiest of things to do, trust me. Definitely not the easiest of things to do. This is fun, guys. I don't know. Do you guys meet up at some other stream or something? Do you guys watch all the chess streams together? You guys seem to know everybody, right? You see that? Everybody in the stream knows each other. This is interesting. But yeah. Anyways, I'm glad you guys make some friends. You know, oh, I'm not playing chess for a few weeks, so I don't know my real rating as of now. It's 1200. Yeah. Oh, really? I didn't know that. But anyways, guys, great to know if you are mates or anything. Yes, everyone knows each other. That is quite interesting. Ah. So, anyways, guys, this is where we are. We are also closing in on our goal for today. On the Super Sunday, we are aiming to reach 45009 more subs maybe. And welcome to all of you guys who are watching the stream. This is the world champion Magnus Carlsen facing on Gukesh. Oops, my bad. This is the world champion Gukesh facing off against Magnus Carlsen, the world number 1. And that's a bad miss, wasn't that? But anyways, it's a good fight. Gukesh is back in a decent, what do you say? Decent form at the moment. Gukesh is doing well. He's pretty doing well. He's on 5.5 points in the tournament. So this win for him is so important, guys. If he can get Magnus down in the classical format here today, he will raise down to 8.5 points, which is a good jump for him, which is a very decent jump for him. And he can close in on Magnus. So this is a big chance for Gukesh. And trust me, guys, if any one of these guys like Gukesh, Vei, or even Erigazi, if they can win this Norway chess 2025, that is going to be the biggest wins of their career, because on the other side you have Fabiano, you have Hikaru Nakamura, and you have Magnus Carlsen, 3 of the elite chess players who are just telling the world that we ain't gonna let these guys win. So big chance for these youngsters like Arjun and Vei and Gukesh to take over. But will that happen? It's a tough question. It's anyone can go near Magnus. So that's again a very tough question, like not an easy one, right? Let me see what the poll thinks still, you know. I think there has been more votes coming in. So basically, chat, we have had close to, what do you say, 70 plus votes, and 73 votes, and still it favors Gukesh 51%. This is as close as this game, man. 51% for Gukesh. Wow, that I will. So I really like the amount of confidence you guys do have in Gukesh, which is very nice. That's something the world needs to have in the world champion. Yeah. But looking good. Anyways, chat, coming back to the game now. Gukesh is spending a bit of time, which has to be concerning for you guys who are supporting him. We are on move number 17, but good for Gukesh that he still has an hour. He was fast in the initial stages of the game, but you have to keep this going because you only get 10 seconds extra after move number 40. Right? So, which is, I can surprise Magnus. Ali Reza seems a player. Yeah, Ali Reza is definitely someone. I think even Magnus likes him. You know, Magnus wishes that. I think deep inside Magnus wish that if someone's gonna take over him, it should be Ali Reza maybe. Or if someone's gonna be like taking over, like passing on the torch. I think he's not interested to pass on the torch to anyone else, to be honest. So if he wants to do it, he wants to do it to Ali Reza Firuzha. And Ali Reza is a very, very interesting opponent. And it would be an amazing world championship. Even the next world championship, if we can get to see Ali Reza versus Gukesh. I'm also looking forward if we would see something like someone like Fabi versus Gukesh. Or even more exciting would be Hikaru versus Gukesh. I do see a subscription. I'm pretty sure it will come on to my screen and I can read it out. Holy cow. Thank you for subscribing, holy cow. So, I really appreciate that. Gukesh versus Preg. Okay. That's maybe what the crowd wants to see. But I would love the face-off between maybe Hikaru Gukesh or Ali Reza Gukesh. That would be some fun thing. I don't know how many of you guys want to see a Ding Liren versus Gukesh rematch. But I don't know if Ding is going to get to the World Championship cycle. He needs to win the World Cup to get there. So, but definitely something that can happen. Okay, you want an all-Indian battle, don't you? So anyways, all you guys have joined in, welcome to the stream, guys. This is the #1 chess game in the world that you can see, which is between Magnus Carlsen versus Gukesh. This is the rematch. Game 1, Magnus took down Gukesh. Can the world champion come back and take down the world #1? That is the biggest question for the day. And here we are. Here we are, chat. Fabi versus Ali Reza, if you know. 9-move match. Yeah. Rook takes a7, isn't it? The rook takes a7, rook takes a7, c7 pawn push, and there is no stopping the pawn from promoting on c8. I really remember that. We have a new subscriber. Who's that? Oops. Oh, it just went away, chat. My bad. My bad. I was about to see who's that, but anyways, whoever it is, thank you so much for subscribing, man. I really appreciate that. I coached Fabi on that match. Actually, you guys, that opening had happened even before that game too. Against, I think it was played by Abaso. Ninja Abaso was playing white against another player, but that game the opponent didn't fall into it. Black didn't fall into that trap. But in the next one, it did. In that game, the game went in another way, but in the Ali Reza game, I don't know why did he take it? So, anyways, that was some fun match there. But anyways, guys, 4 more subs to go, and we hit the goal for the day. That is 4500. That doesn't mean we have to stop there. We can keep going, chat. Okay. So Gukesh giving everybody a short break. I think he's saying that all of you guys relax, it's time for me to think. And he has almost gone down 20 minutes on the clock against Magnus. This is something Gukesh has to be really careful against, because if he's gonna really go low on time, Magnus will make use of that. Magnus has seen all of this. He has played multiple world championship scenarios. So these kind of situations over the board is nothing new for him. So the move count right now is 17. So yeah, that's where we are. Okay, chat. So I'm pretty sure you guys are having fun watching this. So do let me know if you have any questions here. As I mentioned, some of the plans for white here is definitely d5 to go towards the center. Block it out. At least get this bishop out of this annoying diagonal. Because black would be planning a move like, what do you say, d5. White won't be planning to develop this bishop at the moment because there's no good squares. This doesn't look good. This doesn't look good. No squares. The bishop will stay here. What else do you play is a quick question, chat. Like, it's tough. You can take the pawn, but then you can take it, and now look at this now. This is a target. The queen trades can happen. This looks quite equal, and we might walk into a Armageddon with this variation. So I don't know if Gukesh should be excited to go to the Armageddon here, because he'll be put in a scenario where he has to win, and that is not a good scenario for Gukesh. I don't think so. Playing Magnus, going into the Armageddon, must-win scenario, not what you want. Trust me, that's definitely not what you want. Can you tell about split face motor? Yeah, what is that? If it was anything related to chess, I would have tried my best, but not now. Right? Okay, so Gukesh goes d5, guys. He says no queen trades. We have to keep the queens on the board, and I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try my best in this. I can see that the poll has flipped. It's in Magnus Carlsen's favor right now. 54% of you guys are slowly starting to favor Magnus. And I can totally understand, guys. Yeah, totally understandable. And all you guys who have just joined in, this is Magnus Carlsen versus Gukesh. It is the world #1 player, the world's best chess player out there at the moment, facing off against the world champion from India. The youngest, they say. The youngest world champion. Even though there's a lot of debate in that. That's what they say. Yep. So 90 votes. That is a lot of people voting. Keep the votes going, guys. Let's see. Let's see what you guys really think. And if you like the stream, if you like the analysis, if you like anything, do subscribe, do join in. That would be great. We are trying to hit 4500 today, and I think we will definitely get there. Yeah. So anyways, guys, this is where we are. D5 on the board. So this bishop has been neutralized. Like, there's nothing it's really gonna do now. Definitely Magnus will think of reactivating this bishop. And there is no great squares on this diagonal also. So then how do you activate your bishop here? Simple ideas. Play a5, get the bishop this way. You can't let your bishop sit in the game like this doing nothing. You have to get it into the game using a5 and bishop to a6. So this is the phase of games that you have to excel. You have to excel at improving your pieces to better places. Magnus also has this very beautiful c5 square for grabs now. Not the bishop. He would love to post a knight on c5. Like knight d7, knight c5. Not immediately. Maybe he would also think about a bishop here. But I think a5 is the most logical move here, chat. To activate this bishop through this one. I also like rook c8. Bishop c8 is fine, guys. But I don't see that bishop having a future from c8, you know. And yeah, as my moderator, who's even more frequent than me, says, if you like the stream, do like it, do share it, do subscribe, and that would be great. Yeah. So I know there's a lot of you guys watching. 100 votes, guys. Arkham, it's like Arkham City. Arkham owns the Arkham City, so he's already busy over there, yeah. So, anyways, Arkham's real. Arkham's real, man. So, anyways, yeah, you can also catch us up on Instagram, guys. I do post a lot of short contents there, where you can watch, you can learn. It could be helpful. So, do catch me up on Instagram too if you would like to see more stuff. Give me a second. Okay, back. So, anyways, liked and subscribed. Thank you so much, Best Life. I really like that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And if you guys subscribe, guys, do let me know. I would love to know who you guys are. With the very little memory I have, I will try to remember your names and stuff. And you can always ask me any questions so that I get to know what is happening. Right? So, never hesitate. Feel free to ask any random question, okay? Like, you could also ask me stuff like, why can I play this and all? Anything, like, can I sacrifice? Anything. Go up with any questions that make like but not subscribed. Speed, that's an interesting answer, but I know you have. Because we have done something different for that, right? But 108 poll, but I would love to I would love to see what is the poll saying now. Still Magnus, it's going better for Magnus. 57% of the people out there thinks today it is Magnus Carlsen taking this home. Okay, so we'll see if it changes at some point, guys. We will see that, yeah? So, here we go. Magnus is really thinking right now. I'm pretty sure one of his options is a5 and get the bishop in the game here. If there is something better, I don't know, chat. Maybe rook c8. I don't know if rook c8 is a really bad move because of queen b3 at some point, hitting these bishops. But for me, rook c8, putting the rook on an open file is never a bad idea. I could improve this bishop, maybe. But I'm not a big fan of bishop c5, if you ask me. I'm really rooting for the move a5 here. My vote is for the move a5 at this point. So I would definitely go with a5, guys. and get the bishop to a6 and activate it on this diagonal. There we go. Magnus goes for it. He plays a5 and he's definitely saying that I want to activate the bishop. Magnus just stream sniped us, guys. For sure. For sure. We need to let this know to Norway chess that he has just stream sniped us and understood that it's bishop a6. For Gukesh, knight f5. Knight f... Yeah. Of course, Gukesh might think of this plan too. For Magnus, the plan is pretty straightforward. He just wants to put the bishop on this diagonal. That's what I feel. Gukesh, I don't know. Maybe one plan for Gukesh could be very similar to what Magnus has done. Of activating this bishop. So can you guys find a way and let me know how are you going to activate this bishop? There's actually a plan here that can be used to activate the c1 bishop. By looking at what Magnus just played, can you guys guess the way that you can activate the white bishop? Hey Shaz, how are you? So a lot of you guys joining in right now. And I think what else do we do on a Super Sunday than watch the best chess players in the world play against each other? But coming back to the question, guys, any plans you have? Yeah, long time no see. That is true. Long time no see. But we have been streaming for the last few days. We did have 2 streams on the round number 1, Gukesh Magnus. B3, bishop b2, best life. That's interesting, best life. But do you really think it's bishop? Oh, okay. Gukesh completely declined our plan. He went bishop e3. So, but the basic plan that I was talking about, guys, was b3, best life. Bishop b2 doesn't help us, man, because we are hitting at this, right? We're not getting anything. I was thinking b3, bishop a3. So you can hit on this pawn and then remaneuver your knight to d2 and c4 and put more pressure on this pawn. This was definitely a plan. And finally, my Streamlabs is somehow working. So, Rao, Krishna Rao. So, thank you for subscribing, man. Whenever Streamlab works, I do read out your names loud and I try my best. So, thank you so much for subscribing. So, I hope you got it, best life. It was not b2, it was a3. Because this is the weak pawn. This is not the weak pawn. This is well supported by this and everybody, right? But no worries, we don't have to bother much about this move because Gukesh says, I'm going to go bishop e3 here. He says, I've got rid of this bishop who was really strong. Now it's time to get rid of your b6 bishop. And a good job. Like, I think Magnus is kind of forced to trade it. He didn't. Okay, quite interesting. Magnus decides to go bishop c8. He says, you can take my bishop, I might take it with the queen and we start putting pressure on your b2 pawn. A pretty interesting move by Magnus here. Like, maybe, guys, what Magnus might actually be thinking here is that he wants to trade this bishop and trade this bishop. Because once you trade this bishop, the knight will take it. And after the bishops are traded, this knight might actually be planning to come over to c5. Where it's literally in kind of like in an outpost until white can get b4 in. So if white cannot get b4 in, that's a pretty straightforward thing happening. Super GM match is being like going for random pawn. But that's happened, right? That's happened, Speed. Like if you go and watch the Hikaru Fabi game, Fabi has just walked into Hikaru's position, took a pawn and he's like, okay, pawn is a pawn. So pretty interesting. Magnus's idea is looking very nice here. Magnus seems pretty much ready for today. Gukesh being pushed to the wall. He has 55 minutes on the clock, which is decent to make the next 21 moves, which is close to like 2 minutes plus for each move. I think that is good enough for him, but he has to be careful because if he goes really deep on time trouble, Magnus will try to take this home in the classical format. But if Gukesh can take down Magnus here today, guys, that's the big win for the tournament. That changes this tournament upside down. Then everybody is going for the championship in this tournament after that. So big matchup, Magnus Gukesh. If Magnus wins this, Magnus is running away with the world. Magnus is running away with the Norway chess. So for Gukesh to really make this tournament wide open, to put this tournament wide open, he needs to win today. And if he can get that win, it's a very cool matchup that we are gonna have. But anyways, guys, keep watching. Do let me know. Magnus up in the poll. Yeah, Magnus is up and running. So Gukesh goes with this move a6. I mean b3. So this was the move we were thinking about when the bishop was here. Actually, I thought this was a more interesting idea. b3. I don't know. This bishop is like Okay, of course it is controlling this very important and interesting diagonal, which has a lot of good squares. It can even go to this interesting square on c6. I'm not sure, to be honest. It needs some thinking here, right? So how would you activate the rook on f8? Good question. This rook could, to an extent, best life, stay on f8. And as I mentioned, after the trade of the bishop for the bishop here, and maybe after trying a trade on these bishops, this knight could reroute itself back to d7, c5, and this pawn f5 break could be something Magnus might think at some point or the other. So until then, the rook stays fine on f8, defending the king and everything. So that could be a plan. I'm not saying that's the immediate plan, but that could be somewhere in future. Sometimes, because otherwise this rook has to get to the c8 file. These two rooks on these two open files are the best squares for them. If they can do that, great. If not, as I just mentioned, something like f5 in the far ahead future could be something Magnus might have thought about. So all you guys who have just joined in, and if you're watching, okay, what is happening right here? What is this whole game? This is live happening right now in Norway, the Norway chess, one of the biggest tournaments of the year, where Magnus Carlsen faces off against the world champion. This is the rematch of the last match they had. Last match, Magnus took down Gukesh in round number 1. So this is a very big game for Gukesh. If he goes down again to Magnus, that's a lot of drop in the confidence, you know. In not just in this tournament, guys, in the further future tournaments when Gukesh faces Magnus, psychologically it's gonna hurt him. It's gonna really hurt him. How much ever you can say that, no, it's okay, it's just a game, it happens in every tournament. 2 losses in one tournament. In every future tournament you play against that guy, Gukesh is gonna feel that, he's gonna ask that question to himself, like, can I take this guy down at some point or the other? So this game is really important for Gukesh. In some way or the other, if he wins in the classical, great. Or they will take this to Armageddon. So win it in the Armageddon, that's fine. So a win plays a big role for the world champion today. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but I kind of feel so. But if you like the stream, guys, if you like the stream, don't hesitate. There's nothing to think about. No complications there, unlike this match. You can just subscribe, you can double tap, and that means you have also liked the stream. There's also a lot of shorts and short content that we have on the short content space. You can watch them too. If you like it, that would be great. I see Streamlabs coming up with a new subscriber. Just waiting to read the name, but who's that? Kumar, Kishore Kumar. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for the subscription. I really appreciate that. See, guys, I use a very small device for this reading chat and stuff, you know, so that's a problem. Who's your favorite old chess player? Oh, that's very easy. It's the great Capablanca. I love Capablanca. I feel his games... it's about the style, you know, guys. Like, I know a lot of you guys love Mikhail Tal. A lot of you guys Kasparov. A lot of you... Like, for me, it could be more like Capablanca, Karpov, those kind of people, because it's about the style of chess, you know. It's the basic nature and style. I like the slow grind that happens. So that is why I think Magnus is one of the best hybrid player who has a mix of lot of players. So yeah, anyways, coming back to the game, guys, Magnus might be thinking to take the bishop right now, because removing the bishop, I don't know, taking this pawn structure, how good is this? I really don't like that structure. And if you take with the rook, oops, how do you take your same bishop? Takes. I see this f4 square, like, not guarded, right? So knight f4 is always an option for black to play. I think this can happen any moment. So which is pretty decent for Magnus to come with. This knight looks great here. Bishop looks great here. There could be plans like h4, h5, h4 some point to kick this knight away. This rook is looking fine. This queen could come to this diagonal. And as Best Life asked me, how do you develop this rook? It could also be somewhere where this bishop goes and the rook comes to the c file. These are some of the straightforward plans that black could have here. But I'm really looking forward to see if Magnus is planning to take it, or does he want Gukesh to take him. So there's a tension between the bishops right now, and let's see where does this go. If you've just joined in and if you're thinking what is happening here, This is the most important, if you ask me. The second leg of the Norway chess. And second leg means second half of the Norway chess and one of the most important games of this half. Magnus ran in poll, really? How much is Magnus leading right now in the poll? 60%. That's a good lead out of the 144 of you guys voted. 60 is quite good. You know, chat, that's quite good. I do agree. Magnus does have that big lead there too. Maybe because, you know, the chat, you guys are pretty smart. Maybe you guys do see that this looks a bit equal. And there is a chance that this game could go into a, what do you say, Armageddon. And you favor Magnus in the Armageddon, don't you? Smart, Paul. Smart chat. Because why do I say smart is because if this goes to Armageddon, Magnus playing the black pieces, he just needs a draw, chat. So Gukesh will be put under fire there to find the way out. But anyways, that is why he's world number 1, and that is why he's the man to beat today for Gukesh. There we are. It is the Norway chess round number 6. It is the world number 1 Magnus Carlsen putting the world champion under pressure. Bishop takes here. I wonder what Gukesh is going to take it back with. Rook takes e3, very obvious. He doesn't want to take with f-pawn and ruin his structure. Definitely not. So now there's multiple options here. I'm also interested to see whether Magnus might be considering something like rook b4, queen b6. Because this rook looks very interesting, putting pressure on the e4 square too. Like, it looks even better placed here, you know. Otherwise, the most natural move in this position, chat, is knight f4. Just get the knight to a great place, right? Why sitting back there? Team. You guys are into a lot of cricket, aren't you? Yep. Rather than saying the favorite team, I could tell you, I think bishop into e3 is a waste of tempo. What do you think? It's not a waste of tempo, right? It's kind of like removing that bishop on e3 was very important, best life. Because that knight was supposed to be coming to the very important square. So, about your question, Speed, I think I always like the not the underdogs. I like the people who are having a tough time, who has never done it. So, anyways, coming back to the game, right? So knight f4 is happening. Knight f4 is a move that I think could be what we are looking at. So, anyways, guys, bishop a6, yeah, true. Bishop a6 is also a straightforward idea. You could activate this bishop. But this bishop is being very flexible at the moment, right? It's on both diagonals, and I think it makes a lot of sense being on this two diagonals. Knight f4 on the board, chat. Magnus is on point today. Magnus says no need to waste any time. So Gukesh has 53 minutes. They have 19 more moves to make. I think both the players have enough time to make it. But it's slowly a Magnus Carlsen grind starting to happen right now. Gukesh will be trying to improve his pieces. Maybe rook c1, rook c3. And if he can get into this diagonal, it looks good for Gukesh too. I mean, file. Looks good for Gukesh. The world champion ain't that bad. You have an open file ready, and he might be thinking, okay, what is the basics of chess? Put the rook on open file. Maybe double up the rooks on open file. Maybe create an Alakane's gun on the open file. Yeah, just take over the C file. That could be something Gukesh might have thought about here. Which is not that bad also, chat. Like, I don't see anything bad about it. I would love to see how Magnus deals with that, actually. How is Magnus gonna deal with Gukesh getting through that C file is something very important to see, chat. It's definitely very important to see. And give me 1 second. Okay, we are back. So, yeah, chat, as I was saying. Very important decisions for Magnus and Gukesh to make here. 21 moves down the board. I think maybe knight e2 to trade the knight. Possible. Not a bad idea. But maybe, you know what I see a bit more better, best life, could be this knight rerouting to c4. I like that knight on c4. You see, don't you think that we are targeting more weak pawns from c4? We are looking at the d6 pawn. We are looking at the a5 pawn. I love if this knight could have reached c4 here. That's kind of like the perfect square for the knight. Knight e2, not bad. But the problem, best life, is that imagine you play knight e2, you trade it, okay? He takes it with the pawn. when he's taking with the pawn, we are giving up another square on e5. So that's a square his knight can again occupy at some point or the other. So it's not like completely out of danger, but knight e2 definitely is a move if you feel pressure about this thing. I don't know, Magnus might not play g5 and all. It looks a bit overextending. Would he do that? Maybe knight. Is there some tactical issues or something here? Knight e2, maybe playable, right? I don't know. Not a big fan though, but I'm a fan of this move. Knight d2 followed by knight to c4. And all you guys who have been subscribing, thank you so much. If you're new to the stream, do like the stream, do share it, do subscribe. Let's have this fun watch party going on, chat. Yeah. You can ask me any questions too. Okay, Gukesh said, I'm going to improve the bishop to c6 here. Right? That is quite a move here. But of course, not a weird move or something. Definitely something he would have thought about. Okay, chat. So there is actually, like, if you really look deep into it, there's a very interesting line that's going to happen right now. Magnus Carlsen might strike right now. Any idea? Any idea whether do you see any kind of strike that you see here? Is there any Magnus Carlsen move that you would like to see here? I do feel there is something Magnus Carlsen can do right now, and that is a strike that you don't wanna walk into. Oops, give me 1 second, chat. Okay. But I definitely do see something that could happen here. Knight c4 blocks the c-file. Yeah, maybe at the moment, best life, I don't think White is planning something on the c-file, because otherwise he wouldn't have played bishop c6. So he's not really planning it here, because now this file is open for the rook. He must be happy with this file on the a file for the rook. No. So what could happen here, guys? I think this is the moment where you have to watch this game very carefully, because Magnus might, and this is not a sure move or anything, might also think about a typical bishop takes h3. This looks good for Magnus Carlsen. He will sacrifice the bishop on h3. You might think like, what the hell? Why does he do that? That's like a normal chess.com game I play. Yeah. But if he takes you back, you take it with a check. You can't go anywhere else with the king, right? Okay, f1 is definitely an option. And maybe another option is g2. These are your only options, because if you go h1 or h2, you lose the next pawn here too. And that is crazy. And if you go this way, maybe you'll be like, okay, I'll go here, attack the knight. Knight g4. This is even more fun, because you can't take the knight, because knight takes f2 and you lose the queen. And suddenly these knights are hitting f2 badly. What does White do here? Like play rook e2, support this, next check. There goes the rook. Now it's like you've given up 2 minor pieces for a rook and a completely exposed king side. That does make sense, right? So this is the big question here, chat. Is Magnus gonna hit bishop takes h3? Has Gukesh overlooked this very, very interesting line? And is Magnus gonna do it? That's the big question. Is Magnus gonna go all in? Is he gonna feel like, okay, I'm leading the tournament, and I've got Gukesh in a place where he's not gonna like this variation. I sacrifice my bishop. He takes me. I take knight takes f4. And what does he do here? Knight takes h3. As I mentioned, he has to go g2 or f1. Otherwise, the f2 pawn is history. So if he goes f2 here, knight g4. What is the plan? I'm hitting the f2 pawn again. And now this time you could try that. Okay, I'll go rook e2. No problem, because my king is not here. That is true. And White could try actually to add more pressure in this position, guys. So this is very interesting. Like g6 f5 is an option, opening this file. Rook b4 is an option, getting this guy into the game. This queen might find a way after f5 with queen f6 into the game. I even like queen f6 like as an immediate move also. I don't know why it's not that great. I like this move because you're hitting the knight, direct attack on it. So a lot of interesting variations here, because you cannot go queen d3 trying to support it maybe, because again the knight jumps back with a fork on both of these guys. So such a very interesting position here. So bishop takes h3 is on the way, guys. It is on the way. Or is Magnus gonna play it? That's the big question. Is Magnus Carlsen gonna take the risk for the day? Is he gonna hit Gukesh with a bishop takes h3 here? Because the problem here is that, chat, Magnus could play very solid. He doesn't have to take the risk. He could play solid with something like rook b4, queen b6, put pressure on the b3 pawn. Typical Magnus Carlsen style, right? But it would be super exciting. The next move is one of the most exciting moments of this game till now. That is Magnus gonna hit bishop takes h3? That would be a fun game to follow. I would be all in to watch this now. Because takes, knight takes. Because this is a position where Gukesh or anyone could go wrong. Like, and trust me, this is not a position that Gukesh would love to play against Magnus. You don't want to play this position. Bishop sack on h3 pro red. What now? What do you know? You are back in the stream and we have a bishop sacrifice ready. Yeah. So I know it's very weird, but it's happening. It's just happening. Bishop h3 will be the move for the day if Magnus goes for it. But trust me, guys, somewhere deep inside, I have this bad feeling that it will be exciting for everyone, including all the fans and audience watching it. But there is chances Magnus might not play it. There's a problem. So Rhymes, how are you? Hi Rhymes, how are you? I hope you guys are doing well. And I see the poll is running very high now, because I know why the poll is running high. I know where it's going. It's going in favor of the world #1 player, Magnus Carlsen. People have slowly started feeling like, okay, we think that if Magnus hits bishop h3, Gukesh might not be in a great scenario. But see, guys, it's not easy to play this. Why is this variation very interesting is that both Magnus could go wrong, both Gukesh could go wrong. The game could go either way. That's gonna be the fun part of this game. Yep. I also play many chess tournaments. That is great, Rhymes. Keep doing it, man. Keep doing it. Like, there's nothing. I tell this to all the guys or people I work with and all. You can learn everything. You can learn again and again. But nothing can compensate the experience you gain. Like, there's nothing in return for the experience you gain from playing tournaments. You play under 11. Wow, that's great, man. Good luck, you know. Good luck. I know you will do well, right? Learn well. But one more thing is that while playing, don't just play. Analyze your games. Understand what is your mistakes. Correct those mistakes and then go for the next one. Keep doing that. Play, just repeat. Correct your mistakes. Go back, play. And after a certain point, there will come a moment where we don't have any mistakes to correct. You know? Yeah? So keep that going. Hey Winky, how are you? You were missing. Yeah? I know it's a busy, like it could be a busy week, but yeah, it's a Super Sunday, and it's a Super Sunday matchup today between the world #1 Magnus Carlsen and Gukesh. The rematch is literally on here, and we are waiting for what is Magnus gonna play, because he has a very exciting variation to go for. Bishop sack here on h3. Because if you take it back with the g-pawn, guys, again, this might look like, oh, it's a very amateur sacrifice. Why would he give for 2 pieces? But the knight will take it. It's a check on this king. As we had mentioned, 2 places for the king to go. It's f1 or g2. Otherwise, the f2 pawn falls. Wherever you go, next knight g4. Double sacrifice. You can't take it because the knight takes f2, your queen's hanging. And if you go to save the pawn with this, knight f4 check, and you lose a rook too. And you can actually argue that, okay, 2 minor pieces, that's better than a rook. It is, but your king is also not looking in a great scenario after that. Yeah, too many events for me to catch on. I totally get it. Hey Echo, how are you? I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope all of you guys have voted for who are you going with. Yeah, UCL, true. UCL, PSG, isn't it? It was crazy. Hey there, man. Echo, how are you, man? Yeah, too many events for me to catch on. I played state tournament, secured 5th. Great, Rhymes. Do well. Keep updating me on the stream, you know. Mistake happened position-wise. Yeah, it could be. I can't read the name very well, but it could happen positionally. But yeah, basically, if bishop takes h3 happens, this game is going towards an exciting path. I have a feeling it's that what Magnus Carlsen is calculating, guys. Because Magnus has spent a lot of time on this last move. Is the world number one calculating bishop h3 here? Is he thinking that, okay, can I hit this? Can I take Gukesh down again? So that would be a big blow for Gukesh, both for this tournament and also going ahead for all the tournaments he's going to face Magnus. You don't want to lose 2 classical matches to this guy, right? Broke the center. Update. I won against a few stone walls. Oh, really? That is good. That is good. Keep going, man. What if Gukesh didn't play bishop c6 and played knight f5? Knight f5 was not a great move at that point, man. Because if you play knight f5 here, one simple thing you have to take care of is that if you play knight f5, just understand that positionally he takes and your d5 pawn falls. So you can't break this pawn structure in the center like that. It's not helping you. Right? Hey Echo, how are you? Sorry, I was reading something upper side of this stream. Magnus is taking a lot of time, and that is something Gukesh has to be bothered about, because I think if Magnus is really taking time here, chat, he is considering bishop takes h3 for sure, because that is the move that will come. Black looks passive but still pretty solid, but that's the thing here. I kind of miss the bishop sack guy from the previous stream. He'd sleep peacefully knowing there is bishop sack on the board. Yeah, he should be the happiest guy today, and he'll be like, you see that? I've been saying from game 1 for Magnus to sack that bishop, and finally he does it in game number 6. He'd be a happy guy today. But yeah, bishop h3, guys, this is the move. This is the move that the world number 1 has to be thinking. But is he going to play that? That's the question. Is he going to calculate it completely? Big question. Because there is a typical Magnus move that can also be played, which is rook b4, or I don't know, like, I doubt it. I do have a feeling that Magnus could also reject the sacrifice. It being a bit unclear. It's not like Magnus is not going to see it, but it could turn out to be a bit unclear, you know. So Magnus could be like, okay, do I have to take the risk against Gukesh right now? So, very exciting point of the game. I would love to see the bishop hit that pawn on h3, guys. Is Magnus Carlsen gonna go for this? It's unlikely, but this could happen. Yeah, this could definitely happen. Oh, any online classes? No rhymes at the moment. It could happen pretty soon. I am creating this. I think I've told the other guys also, we are creating a membership for all you guys on YouTube. And of course, I'm building something on chess. I'm building, like, what do you say? I'm building a platform for chess thing. It's not like a playing platform, it's a learning stuff. Live stuff and everything. It's happening. So, like, what do you say? This sessions, it could happen. Like, we are planning live members only sessions where we work on chess and help improve and get better together. That's happening in the upcoming, maybe for sure, maybe in June, maybe. Yeah. So, anyways, that is great. Roy, how are you? So, a lot of people joining in, guys. Great to see all of you in. I hope you guys are having a great time watching the stream. But anyways, guys, bishop h3, big threat on the way, right? Is Magnus gonna play this? This is the move. So another play Magnus coming up, upcoming. It's not a play Magnus thing. It's nothing like that. This is more of a completely different thing. It's not a playing platform. It's more into the learning space. We help everyone get better. Yeah, gonna take away all the problems you guys have. Want to create the one-stop destination for chess. That's my dream. Yeah. But anyways, that's in the long run, guys. At the moment, we just need to focus on one thing, and that one thing is bishop takes h3 coming up. So yeah, it could. Yeah, Venki, I remember that. But before they sold it, right? I think they sold it out to chess.com. So yeah. Anyways, bishop h3. Can this happen, chat? Like, it would be definitely a shocker for Gukesh. And Magnus is spending so much time, guys. Magnus is down to 48 minutes. So if bishop takes h3 is not what he's thinking, and he plays something else, then all this time he has took to calculate might go absolutely in vain. So here Magnus is in some prob here. Yo, what's up, Andrew? Like perfect timing. Corporate behavior. You, yeah. Just like the typical accusations, right? Yeah, we don't want to see that. We don't want any one person dealing, just like maybe Chess.com became Vince McMahon of WWE. He just bought off everything, didn't he? I don't know if you guys... what is the 9.5 by 16 and 5. Is it double round robin? Yeah, it is double round robin, Melchior. I don't know if I'm spelling it Melchior. Name correct. But yeah, it's double round robin. And for every win, guys, in the classical format, if you make a win, you get 3 points. Okay? You get 3 points for the classical round win. And if the classical game ends in a draw, then you play Armageddon. But in the Armageddon, you get 1 point. Plus the half point of the draw, maybe. So it's good to win in the classical match. You get 3 points straight in. It's like maybe in the soccer system. And Armageddon win as 1. Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Norway chess calculates a win as 3. That I really like all this system Norway chess has really brought in. Especially the Armageddon match. So if you guys feel that, after watching so much of this game, it ended in a draw, I'm not happy. You can be happy here, because if this ends in a draw, guys, you are definitely gonna see a winner, because there will be Armageddons coming up. That means the black player playing black will have 7 minutes, player playing white will have 10 minutes, and white has to win. If the game ends in a draw, black wins it, and Magnus doesn't go for it. Magnus goes rook b4. After such a long thought, Magnus decided not to take the risk. Bishop h3 was so exciting here. It would have completely changed the game, guys. Oh no. Gukesh, I think today is his day, maybe. A big sigh of relief for the world champion here, because Magnus did not complicate it. No bishop sack. Yeah. I think we jinxed it, didn't we, guys? Like, I think cursed. Can you tell me one thing? Who's that? Dr. Stone. Yeah. More than one thing, Stone. Please go ahead. More than one thing for you. How dare he? Okay, so we got more love in the stream too. So that is nice, chat. So anyways, all you guys who are just watching the stream, welcome to the stream. And we have crossed the goal today. We were planning to hit 4,500 today, and we have crossed it pretty much easily. I don't know how far we could go today, but maybe 525 looks like a reasonable number, right? But that's how Magnus does things. If he wants exciting chess, he sacks, he grinds down people. That is true. Yeah, I can see a lot of hearts in the stream now. That is good. I can see all the love you guys have for me, which is great, chat. I love you guys too. Yeah, I love you guys too. You're just great to be with. On a Super Sunday, we have Magnus Carlsen against Gukesh, and this is fun stuff. And again, here, I would still find knight d2, knight c4 to be more exciting, because I feel that's where the knight belongs. It targets the d6 pawn, it targets a5. That looks good for Gukesh. I think he needs to reroute this knight now. But anyways, guys, if you have missed something, don't think you have missed anything, because even Magnus Carlsen in life, if you ever feel you missed something, you missed a chance, then think about this position. Magnus had this very interesting bishop h3 on the line. But as I mentioned, I had this feeling Magnus might not go for it. It's not the typical way of his style of play. He wants it to be more solid, unless it's that important. So he goes rook b4. He feels the rook is well placed. Maybe the queen follows it up to b6. This looks good. Hit the like button, people. Absolutely, people. You should absolutely be doing what Andrew just said, right? If you like the stream, do like it. Do share it, guys, and do subscribe. It's completely how much as you like it. So, chess he sacks, else he grinds down people. The grind is what he likes. True, Venki. You do look tired though. Hope ain't pushing yourself much. Oh, me? No. Like, it's that I had a long sleep today. That's why I'm looking a bit tired. I just came out of sleep, to be honest. I was having a long sleep, and it's because I'm looking sleepy. It's because of too much rest. It's not being tired. It's too much rest that's making me look so. Just give me a second, chat. I just want to look fresh now. How do I do it? I don't know. Maybe at least get my hair well. Okay, back. Yeah, exactly. Like, you can look tired in two different ways, guys. You can look tired by working hard too much, and you can look tired by taking too much of rest. And today was the latter. I have to go have a shower. Yeah, I did have one, which was actually a bit too much. The hair is a bit too dry for now. You guys really want me to like walk the red carpet, don't you? Maybe one day we're gonna win Streamer of the Year, guys. And when we win Streamer of the Year, we're gonna walk down there as if like all suited up, you know? Just kidding. But yeah, Magnus just needs to get to an endgame. That's where he's beyond everyone. That is true. I agree, Andrew. Like Magnus, that's the thing. He doesn't want to take that risk at the moment. No wonder Bishop Sack guy didn't come. He knew all this along. Yeah, Echo. I think that's another thing. But anyways, I feel Magnus, this game going to an end game is not that easy. There's a lot of pieces still on the board. I think we could see a time scramble, guys. I definitely believe that there could be a time scramble here, which could happen. Yeah. So 220 people have voted, and I would love to see who do they think is better. And the amount of people do believe that they feel Magnus Carlsen is the guy for the day. What happened to Dr. Stone? He wanted to ask me something, but I never got to see what was the question. If I missed it, my bad, but I think I haven't missed it, right? But anyways, guys, as I said, 220 people out there believe that it's Magnus Carlsen's day. But is it Magnus Carlsen's day, or is it the world champion, the youngster, Gukesh? Can he be the one today, right? I'm going for classical draw. I agree. You made me imagine you wearing a red dress, walking on a red carpet like a supermodel. No. I wouldn't go for a red dress, man. I would go for a black. I would go for an all black, suited up pretty well on a red carpet. I think that matches pretty well, yeah. But yeah, you don't have to pay anyone when you can imagine, and dreams, right? Dreams can live rent free in your head. Yeah. But we'll get there. We're gonna dethrone maybe Gotham, yeah. all the funny things, yeah. But anyways, guys, at the moment I'm just happy with the 4,516 people who have subscribed. Gukesh goes with Queen C2. The bar really didn't like that move. The bar is like, you know what could happen now, chat? What could happen now is Bishop takes H3 again. That is what could happen again. Oh, good lord. Is Magnus gonna go for this again? But I don't think it will happen, because since Magnus rejected this move once, he's not gonna play it again. Oops. Where am I? Yeah, okay. So this is very interesting, chat. Bishop H3, I feel, is still on the line. Because you take Bishop H3, G-H3, Knight H3, King G2, Knight G4. Oops, Knight G4 is a mistake here. Okay, maybe Gukesh did dodge it, right? Because now he can take it. So how does this work now? Knight F4 check. King has to go back. Magnus has to make a draw. Or can he try something like H5, H4? But this is hard, chat. I don't think so. I don't think Bishop H3 is happening, chat. Magnus ain't going for Bishop H3. all this Echo. All this, yeah. So this is what I was dreaming about. So Bishop H3 could still happen. But is Magnus gonna do this? That's the big question. That is like the biggest question. I don't think so. But because maybe Bishop H3 is more for the computers, you know. Like they could play it. Or maybe for Mikhail Tal. Bishop H3 is for two people, chat. It's either for the Alpha Zero and Stockfish out there, or it's for Mikhail Tal, who can play a position, giving up a piece as if nothing has happened. I read this very interesting book that I have over there, which is called The Magic of Mikhail Tal, or The Life and... Yeah, it's called The Magic of Mikhail Tal. And in that, there is this part where he says about the sacrifices he makes. he has this feeling, Tal has this feeling to play as if nothing has happened. And that is not easy. Humanly, it's not an easy skill to have. And now you know why he went on to become a world champion, right? He has that skill that is hard to have. I'm sorry for Gukesh, but isn't the best. He got lucky and won't defend his title. Even Hans can take it away from him. The holy book of Bishop Sacrifice. Yeah, but Andrew, I kind of feel so, but Gukesh do have an advantage, slight advantage going into the next World Championship because of all the preparation he has done in the previous one. So I wouldn't completely write him down for the World Championship, but Tal, my beloved, the reason we have air purifier. So yeah, anyways, as I was saying, Andrew, like, so Gukesh, in my opinion, I got it, yeah, in your opinion, but yeah, as I was saying, Gukesh has that advantage that he has been in that scenario once of the World Championship. So if he's facing someone new who's going there for the first time, it could be Alireza, it could be Hans. It's a very tough question, so I don't think so, but Alireza could be one, it could be even Hikaru. Hikaru, with all this experience, if he's playing a World Championship, it's a different scenario, right? So that pressure, handling that is something very important, and that's the place where I feel Gukesh has a lot of advantage at the moment, because he has gone through immense pressure last time in Singapore. So that's where we are, chat. Just getting some stretches in. You guys do let me know. I'm here in the meantime. What do you think? Is Magnus really considering Bishop h3? Or is it just for Tal and Stockfish to think about it? Is it... He did beat Dubo though. Hans, the first US world champ. Wow, that's actually true, right? Oh no, is it? What about Fischer? Like, Bobby Fischer? Oops, am I getting it wrong? Like, where was Fischer at? Let me check that. You really made me confused. Yeah, Bobby Fischer is basically from the US, right? Even though later on... Yeah, I know. He has different, like, what do you say, nationalities, which is like German, and he then later on was in Iceland and everything. All the problems he had with the governments and stuff. But, okay, yeah. So, no, from hospital. Newbie. Okay. You guys. Anyways, guys, what do you think? What do you think, chat? Is Magnus Carlsen gonna go for Bishop h3? Gukesh is really tempting him. And I think the funny thing is that Gukesh is getting an interesting advantage because of this problem here. Magnus is... See, of course Magnus is seeing Bishop h3. He does see it. And because of this... Nah, Fischer just came out of nothing. So, of course, Magnus sees this. And the whole interesting thing that's happening right now, chat, is that Magnus is losing a lot of time considering Bishop h3. He's like, should I play this move? Or is there something else I could play? Like, he could also improve maybe. I like this g6 h5 plan, chat, to be honest. I like g6 h5, like trying to get h4 at some point. Gaining some space here. King g7 could happen. Just improving the position. Queen b6 could happen. I think there's a lot of Magnus Carlsen kind of moves available here. So to see him play Bishop h3 now would be really exciting chess on the board. Something you guys don't want to miss. So if you guys are thinking what's gonna happen here, Bishop h3 is a big threat, chat. Takes, knight takes, king g2, knight f4, king g1. And how do you play this? This is where you need Mikhail Tal. You need to bring the Tal and play the normal moves like expand here, kick these pieces away, improve your position, somehow get the queen in the game. It's a slow grind. So I don't know, sacrificing a bishop for 2 pawns like this and going to play the position just like that, because it makes a bit of sense, chat. Before, like, this bishop is kind of like out of the game while this is happening here. If they could have got this bishop back to f1, it's absolutely no problems for white. But yeah, that's where we are. I'm not sure, chat. How many of you think that Magnus is gonna go for bishop takes h3? Not the most common one, but Let's see if we actually see. Gukesh isn't great in time control. Yeah, I think, I don't know if you guys saw the last yesterday's Armageddon. Way really got the better of Gukesh in the Armageddon. Like, he really, in the Armageddon also, chat, it's 1 second increment, which is not enough. Like, it's like a sudden death only. 1 second increment is just not good enough in over the board chess, to be honest. 2 is at least okay, because 1 second making the move, hitting the clock is very hard. It's really hard. You can't make up on that 1 second. Like, 2 seconds you can play and get the time a bit back. From 2-3 seconds you can get back to 10 seconds and stuff, but 1 second, not good enough, right? So again, that's the same problem here. These guys will get only 10 seconds increment as they reach as they reach move 40. Do you come live every day? That's a very good question, Rhymes. It's something I would love to do, but unfortunately I'm not doing at the moment. Because I will try. I do try coming live most of the times, but not every day at the moment. But we will get there. Yeah. And there will definitely be more streams. I'm also thinking about more over the board events at the moment. I see a Streamlabs one. What is this name? Sally Home. So thank you for subscribing, man. I really appreciate that. So if you like the stream, guys, of course, do share this, do subscribe, do share it with your friends, people who would like to watch stuff. Because don't consider this as like super complicated things. I try to explain this as easy as possible. And also we are trying to, what do you say? Maybe we are also trying to have some fun watch party, right? You can ask me your questions. Anand versus Oro happened 2-0 by former champ. Oh, Anand won 2-0. Yeah, I did see it somewhere that match was happening. But yeah, Anand's understanding is like unreal still. This is interesting, chat. Like, that's a problem, right? Here Magnus is again and again considering bishop h3 here. I'm very sure. Otherwise, he doesn't need this much time to be calculating so much. So what is really burning Magnus's time is bishop h3. And the biggest problem, this happens to almost, like, can happen to anyone. And I'm a bit surprised it even happens to Magnus. That we calculate something this complicated. And later on, maybe your intuition says that, no, don't go for it. And you don't go for it. And all the time that you have spent calculating goes in vain. So Magnus might just go for a very normal move here. I think queen b6 maybe? Something like that. And then bishop a6, next rook to b8. And he might actually play on this pawn. So very interesting stuff. Rapid format though, like I trust Rapid. Battle of Generations or something they call it. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think Vishy is really good, you know. Vishy is also a very fast player. So Rapid really suits him. He was like called the lightning kid in those days. Because I think for Blitz, they used to call it lightning chess. Earlier, I don't think they used to call it just Blitz. They used to call it lightning chess or something. So maybe because of that, you know, he might have been very good there, you know. Like the guys, he's still got it, guys. Don't be surprised if he ever goes on to like win some major chess games or events, you know. But anyways, guys, a lot of you guys still subscribing. Thank you so much. I would be happy if we hit 25. 525 looks good today. If you're new here, do like the stream, do share, do subscribe. It's all up to you guys. Yeah. What I can do is this is what I'm doing. But yeah. And do let me know if you want to know something. If you have any questions, I would be much happier to explain. So that's where we are at the moment. It's Magnus Carlsen to play a very, very crucial point of the game. Is Magnus thinking about bishop takes h3, the best move maybe? The number one move of the position. Because if he takes it, knight sack, he goes up the board, knight goes back here, king can come back. And the biggest problem here for white is that black is gonna go all in, maybe something like queen c8 and all these ideas are on the line. But on top of this, the hard part for black in this position is that he has to play this as if nothing has happened, as if he has not sacrificed anything. Like, that's the tough thing. Will Magnus Carlsen do it? He's been using all the time here They have reached move 23 and Magnus is grinding his time down. He's burning it down. He's on to 34 minutes on the clock. That means they have 17 more moves to make. So Magnus literally has exactly 2 minutes per move right now. This is not easy for the world champion. Trust me, this is not, the world number 1. The world champion, on the other hand, Gukesh, he's like, I'm the one defending. So for me, I'm just ready. Go for it, Magnus. Try. Gamble against me. Because Gukesh thinks that if Magnus makes this complicated, there is a chance. He better sack the bishop after all this time used. Exactly. So that is the biggest problem here, guys. If Magnus rejects the sacrifice, all the time burned could go... I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna be helpful for him. I think you have guts to take part. You have guts to... I would love to. But we have other plans, newbie. Like, I was making plans with Echo about another red carpet event, So, maybe we just don't have time for it. Sorry. We have other plans ready. Yeah. But anyways, guys, it's fun when you guys are around and doing the streams. It's real fun. That's what I feel this watch party makes that's why this makes all the fun for, right? But anyways, I'm pretty sure you guys also like the stream. And do like it, do share, subscribe. Even if not, you can still do keep watching the stream, guys. It would be great to have you here. Rhymes, Nanos, thank you for subscribing. Theodore Nanos. Is Magnus coming to take his title back? That would be the greatest comeback of chess. Magnus doesn't sacrifice, guys. He goes back into the Magnus Carlsen style of game. He plays g6 after this much of a thing. But the biggest problem is this going to hurt Magnus Carlsen? Or has he played one of the best moves of the position? Because you can still see that the evaluation over the bar on the side of the board really likes Magnus Carlsen's position. It thinks Magnus is still on the go. So is he really squeezing it out of Gukesh? Like, is he taking Gukesh out? I'm back, bro. Hey, best life. Yes, Rhymes, I am. No sack of the bishop. Surprising. Yes, Nanos. Yeah, Theodore Nanos. Yeah, I don't think he's past title run. I think bishop h3 wasn't played. Yeah, he didn't play it. He had 2 chances to go bishop h3, Magnus. Both times he rejected it. He's like, I don't see it, guys. I don't see it. And the computers think queen c2 was a mistake because of this. But this is not easy, chat. Like, it's not easy as we call it, right? We sit back here and say like, sack the bishop, take it with the knight, go for the knight f4. And the question is, what next? What are you going to do next? That's what I'm saying, right? It comes down to a point where you have to play this position considering nothing's happened. Right? I see someone else says, Eric, thank you so much for subscribing, Eric. I hope it's Eric because I'm reading it from a very small device. I'm somehow taking and reading it. So if I'm wrong, do let me know in the chat, okay? It's definitely pretty high, Rhymes, okay? So you try going to championship venue with a red carpet outside. You got the whole plan, man. You got the whole thing set up for me, right, Echo? Eric, yeah, thank you, friend. Yeah, thank you so much, Eric. Yeah, thank you for subscribing. I hope you have a good time here. I hope you do get something out of this for sure. Okay, guys, so coming back, g6 played by Magnus. Gukesh has to think now. And if you guys ask me, the best go for Gukesh here is that I think for Gukesh, he will have to... What do you say? He would have to go fast now. I think he needs to play fast at the moment. That's what Gukesh needs to do here. Because the only way that he can add this pressure onto Magnus is on the clock. Over the board, Magnus seems to be in the zone. He's in the zone. I know he's missed he didn't go bishop h3, but it was optional, guys. Like it's the kind of style of play you want to play. You can't ask Magnus to be a Tal, right? So Tal would have gone bishop h3 here. But Magnus has his own way of winning. So I think absolutely an idea that makes sense. But for Gukesh, what he has to do right now is that he needs to add the time pressure maybe. So we are nobody to like say all this, but I'm saying that it could be the best chance. Like psychologically to put pressure on Magnus on the time control could be the thing. Because Magnus did burn quite a lot of time right now in this middle game, trying to find the best moves. Because if Magnus knows that if he can get that 3 points out of this game, then it is pretty good. Of course, just be in your black dress, you'll have to establish dominance. Yeah, of course. We are gonna like establish class, style, and dominance out there. Yeah. Anyways, guys, coming back to this. G6 being played. G6 on the board. Magnus is thinking. And Gukesh is also taking his time now. He's on 41 minutes. Rhymes, it's definitely pretty high rhymes. Like definitely not pretty high. It's decent, of course. So it's definitely starting with a 2. Yeah. So I think that's good enough. Started a week ago, but still get defeated by checkmate. That happens, newbie. Like people who have even started a year ago can still be defeated by a checkmate, you know. So it's very, very common. I see that we have crossed 250 votes on the poll, chat. Who do you guys think is winning? And the poll says we think it is still Magnus. 64% of you guys still betting on Magnus Carlsen. That is really cool. But anyways, guys, if you're just joined here, if you're new here, wait, no bishop sack? No, ProRad, he did not do it. Our guy has been totally disappointed. No bishop sack. Magnus says, no, I'm not going to do it today too. But anyways, guys, if you're just joined in, it is the world #1 Magnus Carlsen facing off against Gukesh at one of the most anticipated tournaments at the Norway chess. And this is where things get interesting. And the most fun part is, if you feel like, oh, should I spend my time watching this? Yes, you should. Because even if the game ends in a draw, you are going to see Armageddon. And you will have a winner today. And such an important game for Gukesh in respect to everything. In respect to psychological advantages, in respect to confidence, everything. I feel Gukesh, he has to somehow pull something out of this game. Or at least take it to the Armageddons, take down Magnus. But Armageddons, definitely Magnus is the big favorite. He's going to play the black pieces. And for him, it's just going to be a draw needed. So, pretty interesting. Gukesh going to win probably. How dare he? 2800, Andrew. I love that, Andrew. I love the confidence you guys have. So, anyways, guys, coming back to the game. So, Magnus having the advantage here, but low on time. Magnus do have the advantage. They're on to move 23. Magnus has 32 minutes on the clock. The time is ticking. Time could play the biggest factor in this game. And my mod is back. As Arkham said, if you like the stream, guys, do like it, do share it, do subscribe. And if you guys want to text me something, if you want to catch up, you can do that on Instagram too. It's the same username. I think we are going to hit the second goal for today. That is 525. Thank you so much, guys. I was aiming at 500 today, but we are hitting 525. That is great. We could increase it. We could keep it going to 550. You know, that's a good number. It looks nice. So if you guys like it, keep sharing, keep subscribing, guys. I know you can do this. No lazy people out here. You guys are good. And also like the stream, guys. I think it reaches more people with that. I don't know the logic behind it, but I think it does. But anyways, guys, back to the game. Now I think something that I think Best Life, someone had mentioned this move knight e2 here. And knight e2 makes sense now. Get rid of this dangerous knight on f4. It is a move you can play. And guess what? Guess what Magnus should be playing here? What do you guys think, chat? If you play knight e2 again, any guess what Magnus should be playing here? Any guesses? No points for the guesses though. But any guess, chat? What should be the move after knight e2 here? Anybody? Absolutely. Sacrifice the bishop on h3. Nothing else. Do that. This is fun stuff, guys. For the last 3 moves, the best move has been the bishop sack. So even if he plays knight e2, Gukesh, trying to get rid of this knight, the bishop says, when am I going to get myself sacrificed here? Yeah, so let's see that, right? So if you go here, sack, you can't take the knight here now, Andrew, because if you take knight takes, pawn takes, the rook has to move and the bishop saves itself, right? And this pawn lost is a pawn lost, so you can't do that. So at this point, if you take it, again comes knight h3 check, king g2, Crazy stuff. Knight takes f2, isn't it? I sacrifice here. You take me. I have knight g4 coming. The rook is gone. Whoa, 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 whoa. This is gonna get exciting, chat. I don't know if Gukesh is gonna play knight e2, but it's a very logical move to play it, right? Just trading off this, like, annoying looking knight on f4. But here comes bishop sack again. And this time it's more dangerous, chat, because takes here. You don't even have to go back. You can sack again. It's a double piece sacrifice. You take it, knight g4 check, send the king to the open, take this, attack the queen, and this game is just history. It's good night for the world champion after that. Mr. Tech, thank you for subscribing, Mr. Tech. I really appreciate that. I tried to do everything at the same time, but yeah. It's gonna be fun, chat. At this point, Gukesh should just look Magnus in the eye and then point to the bishop. That is fun. That is true, chat. This is fun. Bishop h3 as fast as possible. Could be Magnus is just preparing the sack to be more of a killer move. That is true, to be honest, yeah. And he's kind of making Gukesh believe the fact that he doesn't see it or something. Is it? But this is really fun here. Like, and can you guess, chat? The funny thing about this position is that, you know what? What White should be doing here is, White should be actually doing a prophylaxis of king h2. He should go king h2. You know why? Because you don't want the bishop to get sacked. This would be a fun move if Gukesh plays king h2, you know? Because with king h2, you're telling Magnus that you missed bishop h3. You can't do it now. And you know what's the funny thing here, chat? You play king h2, you stop bishop h3. Can you guess what is the best move in this position? Like, any guess for that? Any guess what is the best position move after king h2? No, nothing for the mighty. You sack again. King h2, you sacrifice again, chat. You don't... This is crazy. Whatever he does, the bishop says, I'm gonna sack. Whatever you do, you take me back again. So this time you could argue, right? You can do it. But here comes the cavalry. Here comes the queen. This is dangerous now. Right? This is seriously dangerous, chat. Exactly. Sack the bishop again. So this is getting really fun here, chat. Gukesh could play king h2 saying that that's the end of your bishop sack, and Magnus could immediately be like, oh, really? Really? Takes, and just queen c8. And the world champ is in a lot of trouble. You can go knight g1, but look at the pieces, guys. Oh, this is some things, you know, there can be crazy ideas like knight g4 here. You sack again. You have to take it. Queen takes here. Queen h4 is a mate coming up. This is chaos. Tal's dream position. Absolutely. It's the mighty Mikhail Tal is looking above from heaven and being like, come on, Magnus. Just close your eyes. Think about my face and just sack. Right? Like, this is the legendary. You should call these kind of positions the legendary Mikhail Tal position. This is where Mikhail Tal made like a name for himself in these kind of positions. So this is absolutely fun, chat. Whatever White plays actually in this position, to be very honest, whatever he plays, knight e2, king h2, sack it. Sack the bishop. But king h2, guys, I really feel Magnus might sack it because takes, queen c8 actually works. This could be very tempting for Magnus, right? So you guys are in for a treat right now. If bishop h3 happens, this is fun. And Gukesh himself is burning so much of time. He's down to 32 minutes himself. So players really burning their time. 23 moves down. This is a real fun ride, man. You don't want to miss this, chat. This is gonna make your Sunday. Trust me. You're gonna go off the stream after this and you'll be like, wow, I had a good time today. I really had a good time. Moral of the story, if you have no ideas what to do, just sack the bishop and hope to be blessed by Tal and win. That could be it, you know. That could actually be it. So anyways, chat, I am really loving this game, to be honest. From a very fun looking game, it turned out to be like a really fun game now. From being just a fun game. Give me a second, chat. Let me just check other stuff that's happening in my life right now. So, okay, nothing good's happening. Anyways, guys, do share the stream, do like it, do subscribe. We are in for a crazy bishop h3 day today, and this is the move which holds the whole game today. This is what the whole game is hanging on right now. Is Gukesh gonna let Magnus do it again? Is he gonna ignore this, or is he gonna find a way out of this? This is really interesting. I'm super excited about the upcoming moves. Always a good time with the one chess. I'm glad, man. I'm glad. So we are going ahead. The sub count has crossed 25. So that means we could be trying to hit 50 today. That's the next goal, chat. 550 is definitely a decent number. The one chess is like my favorite channel over here. The only one I watch the stream. Oh wow. Wow, that was really flattering, man. Now you got me for that. So that's also anyways, coming back to the game here. Anyways, guys, this is where we are. Knight e2, king h2. Gukesh could play anything, and I found it really funny the fact that king h2 also lands into bishop h3 here. So Magnus is just preparing, as someone like I think Andrew had mentioned. No, Gukesh won't resign for sure. Gukesh, I started playing after watching the Queen's Gambit show. That's great, newbie. Like, I think a lot of people got into chess watching it. It did make a big impact because it came out during the COVID times, and people were absolutely jobless. Like, I'm not saying you were, but everybody was, like, including me, everyone. We were all having fun, right? Like, it was a tough time, to be very honest. Even though a lot of the people might have got through it easily, there was definitely people who had lost their loved ones and stuff, so I hope something like that never comes up again. But yeah, coming back to this, what is Gukesh gonna play here? The world champion has been like put into a question that he needs to like be thinking about, and Gukesh, I think, does see bishop h3, chat. He does see bishop h3. Now the funny thing is that Magnus sees bishop h3, loses a lot of time. Gukesh sees the move bishop h3, he is losing a lot of time. And both of them can't do anything about it. That's the thing. That move just stays out to be the best move in the position. Neither Gukesh is not able to do anything for that, or is Magnus not doing it? Because for Magnus, the problem is that it's very hard to calculate till the very end, like playing without bothering that the piece is gone. So it's not an easy task, but yeah. What's your favorite opening from black and white both? Nothing like that. I kind of like any opening that can give me a decent position. I like the Queen's Gambit as white. A bit of French with the black pieces. I love those structures. Does king f1 avoid the sack? At the moment, king f1, no, right? Isn't king f1 like not really exciting? Maybe it does avoid the sack though, right? I don't think sacking it now would be good, but don't you think, like, does that move make sense here maybe? Do you want to just give me a free tempo to develop this bishop? But of course, Andrew, like, it does make sense. Like, if you know about the sack, then king f1 could be something. King h1 by Gukesh. Finally, yeah, I think Gukesh made a move through which he could get out giving a tempo. The difference here was, chat, is that when you play the move king h1, he can still think about the sack. You can take it. And now he can go queen c8 here. And the problem is that now knight g1 happens. This knight g4 doesn't come with a check anymore. So that doesn't work here. The king has moved to h1. Smart idea by Gukesh. I think he has used good use of his time. Still, the game looks much in Magnus's favor. So bishop h3, is that move finally out of the process here? It could be. Right? Magnus could be thinking of where to develop the bishop now, or he could also be thinking of a plan like h5, h4 at some point. Not immediately, the knight will take it. So h5 is definitely a plan Magnus could be thinking. That has to be the reason he played g6. I have a feeling Magnus could play very quickly the next move. Gukesh has lost the time advantage. Do you think Preg has a psychological edge over Magnus? No, I don't think so. I think all the youngsters, when it comes to the classical format, I haven't seen anyone playing versus Magnus with that extremely fearless nature, which Magnus is using against these guys. That psychological disadvantage is what I feel is the only difference right now between the rest of the world and Magnus. Rest of the world, I mean elite players versus Magnus. There has to be someone who goes fearless against Magnus. I thought one such player who could change stuff was Nodirbek Abdursattorov. Nodirbek is more of a fearless and interesting player, but somewhere he's also going wrong against Magnus at some point. I saw this game he played against Magnus at the Tata Steel that happened back in India, and he was completely winning, but then he blundered out into some kind of perpetual. Yeah, exactly, Andrew. Like, good idea, Andrew. You see, so this is how you learn things, guys. So what Gukesh has just done is called prophylaxis. He understood what Magnus is coming up with, what could happen, and he stopped it. There is this great chess author. His name is Dorosky, Mark Dorosky. He's the greatest chess trainer, one of the greatest trainers of all time. And of all the things he has written, one of the most common thing he deals again and again is understanding opponent's last moves. You have to understand it. Otherwise, it's not worth it. So yeah, anyways, guys, why chess players retire from chess? Because do more age, more experience, so they play good. Why do they do? I don't think they do, right? I don't think in chess it's a big deal. You have a long life in chess, because one of the biggest proof for that is Ivanchuk, Vasily Ivanchuk. Ivanchuk is like, I don't know, in the 50s, 60s close to, and he's still winning open tournaments out there. He's about 2600. He's having the fun of his life, right? And Magnus finally decides that is the end of the debate. This bishop is not gonna sacrifice on h3. He decides that I'm gonna go with a6. He goes to a different diagonal. Lot of weak squares here, guys. This bishop is blocking the c file, but I don't know how useful is this bishop on c6. It's very debatable. Basically, with age, they are just not that sharp as their prime, I think. There is, of course, what do you say? There can be debates on that. But of course, true, maybe. But Ivanchuk has been doing great. Even if you just see that the exhibition match between Vishy Anand versus Faustino Oro, I guess that's his name. Anand won. Not a surprise, because that experience is just huge, right? But that's a small edge that you have in chess, unlike other physical sports. That could be, yeah, of course, chess takes a mental toll on people, just like physical toll that it takes on other games. Yeah, so that's how it works. But anyways, all you guys have joined in. You are watching the world #1 Magnus Carlsen grinding it out against the world champion Gukesh. They are fighting it out. It's a rematch between the two. Can Gukesh take Magnus out here and close the gap between them in this tournament? The Norway chess is such an important tournament for almost all the guys playing here. Hikaru thinks he's too old already. He's only... Yeah, Hikaru is like, he's not. Have ever played national or international tournament? Who, me? Me? Yeah, like lots. So, to an extent, guys, I used to really like... I like playing tournaments a lot. I love that experience of over-the-board tournament chess. It's so much fun. Because at the end of the day, guys, just forget about 2600, 2500 and everything. Forget about the whole stuff. Just think about it. You're traveling to new place. You're seeing new people. You're playing chess. You're doing something you like. If you do enjoy that, chess can take you anywhere, all over the world. Of course, you need to find a way to manage your expenses. But if so, you can travel the world. It's the greatest thing to do. So I've had some good tournaments, man. Rhymes. So much of good tournaments. But anyways, chat. Coming back to the games. Because I don't think it's much important about me right now. What is important here is what Magnus and Gukesh are going to do. And to look at whether we are going to hit 550 today. If you guys are watching, if you like the stream, don't hesitate. You can always like, share and subscribe so that we keep going. We keep going. It keeps motivating us, yeah. But anyways, chat, Magnus has played bishop a6. That ends that bishop h3 is not gonna happen. But again, I feel his position looks quite promising. There's a lot of like these weak squares like d3. His queen could come over to b6. b3 could be targeted. Next rook could come in. h5 could be a plan. I see Magnus having the grip over this game. Magnus is holding this game right now together. He's in the commanding position, and Gukesh is kind of facing the heat here. I don't know how Gukesh could improve here. Magnus went from like 10 minutes low on time to 5 minutes up on time. That's the thing. You see that, guys. Now Gukesh, I think Gukesh really dropped the ball when he really took his time right now. Right? Giving the time advantage back to Magnus was not a good option. Like that could have been the place where he could have taken Magnus into trouble. Magnus had spent a lot of time, and Gukesh spent equal time here. Spassky or Gukesh? Why so? Why is that question? Gukesh goes queen a2 here. Computer immediately spots the chess.com, says it's a mistake. Immediate mistake. I wonder why it's an immediate mistake, chat. He's just hitting the a5 pawn, right? People are like, wait a second, why is that an immediate mistake? So, it could not be a huge blunder or a mistake. It could just be that queen b6, but still he takes a5. Can you go for this? But that's, well, 2 pieces are there to protect it, right? Oh, so yeah. Basically, I just got that wrong, chat. It's very easy, right? So, not easy, but bishop d3. Look at this. 3 pieces on the go. How do you save e4? So, you could play queen takes a5 here. Queen takes a5. Rook takes a5. And e4 is still hanging. So, you could take rook takes b3 here. This is complicated. Rook h1 is coming. So hard to play. So hard to play. White looks very tied up. But at the same time, it's not that easy to convert as you think it is. Like, don't trust the bar on the left, okay? I do know that it shows a very decent advantage for Magnus. But don't trust that. Best life, yes, when we see a 6-wicket playing defeat. Magnus will find it. Hey, Alora, how are you? Hey, Skyrin, how are you? Spassky Gukesh question is a very interesting question. I don't know why that came up actually. At the moment, Spassky. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure Gukesh will be there one day. Okay, so with all respect to Gukesh, he's a very great player. Guy is trying to show a lot of attitude. Like attitude means like in a positive way, fighting back. But yeah. So let's see this position, chat. Is Magnus gonna play bd3 and oh, whoa. The world number 1 just did. We shouldn't have even doubted this. Hey Adam, how are you? Hey Tusha, how are you? Good, man. How are you? So, hey everyone, all the guys who are joining in. I hope you guys are all doing well. So this is Magnus Carlsen grinding it out against the world champion. He says he thinks he's gonna do this today again, and this will be a very, very bad loss for Gukesh if this happens, because Magnus has defeated him in the first one. You don't want to be down again. He needs to move the bishop away, easy for him to find. Yeah. It's unlike, so okay, someone did subscribe. Happiness, that's the only thing I could read out of that, happiness. But it brings a lot of happiness that you have subscribed. Thank you so much, man. But yeah, coming back to the Magnus move, guys. So you see, these kind of moves is something Magnus is just extremely good at, to play these kind of positions. Unlike the bishop h3 that we were seeing. So that was more complicated. So you kind of get it, right? It also depends on the style of a player. And Gukesh is starting to play quick now. Gukesh understands things are slowly going out of his way. He goes knight here, trying to support this. He could also be thinking of f3 at some point if needed. But things are not looking that great for the world champ. Because once this knight goes, guys, there's a typical technique to go h5, h4 here. Magnus will definitely play h5, h4. Because that kicks this knight out of this action. And if white plays h4 for that, then the g4 square is gone. f2 is under attack. Queen h4 is coming. So this is big danger. h5 is like no-brainer for Magnus. Trust me. If Magnus will play this move h5. Spreading happiness. Yeah, exactly. Hey, hi, how are you? So I guess I got your name At least the second part correct. Francisco. He needs to move the bishop and very easy for him to understand. Yeah, Francisco. I think Magnus, for him, it's not a tough task at all. Great to see you guys. It's a Super Sunday, as I was saying. It's absolutely a Super Sunday today. And it's the world #1 Magnus Carlsen showing you the grind or how to grind down a world champion. This is absolute crazy stuff by Magnus. Look at how he has improved the position, guys. If you think about this position some time ago, it was nothing like this, right? See how Magnus has kept improving his position, his knight's position. The rook has come into a very great position. The knight's here, the bishop's here. Look at the space he has gained out of this. And look at all these pieces of Gukesh sitting here. Look at this. Look at that knight on g3. Look, like the space advantage, there's only like few people over here. Right? So, definitely shows Magnus enjoys the space here. And I really have the feeling that h5 is just coming. There's no doubt about it. Maybe what he's thinking is if he plays h5, his queen takes a5, I think. But then he takes on a5, rook takes a5. Then h4, right? Kick the knight away. And once the knight moves somewhere like e2, no, he can't, right? He just loses a piece. What does he move, guys? Wait a second. What does his knight go? Knight f1? You can anyway take this pawn if you want. So I think this is just good. And here we go. Here we go. Why did we even take a time to think about it? Magnus goes h5. Gukesh, sad to say this, but is under a lot of pressure now. This is not looking good for the world champion again. Why not queen a5 by Magnus? Gukesh can play queen a5 for sure. Yeah, this is possible. But takes. So that's the line we were analyzing. Queen takes a5, queen takes a5, rook takes a5, h4. You hit the knight on g3. And if you go something like knight f1, then it's pretty straightforward again. You can either take this and get e4, or you can even directly get e4. I think knight takes e4 is fine to play. Even though it might not be the best move, but it is definitely the move you can play. So h5 is really putting him in problems now. The one, bro. That's an interesting, fun question all of a sudden, Speed. What happened? Like, so I think Magnus is going his way. Like, things are looking good for the world #1 chat. The world champion Gukesh is under pressure. And we are closing in on 550 today. That would be absolutely great if we hit it. So all you guys who are watching in, let's see if you guys can do it for us. Let's see if we can hit 550 before this game gets into that final zone, which is the end game. It's coming up. I do see that someone has subscribed. I will try my best to get to see who's that. It's not come up on the device yet. Amir, yeah? So thank you so much, Amir, for subscribing. I really appreciate that. Is h4 good? h4 is the move, man. h4 is the move that Magnus is oh, for black, no. White shouldn't play h4. h4 is a big mistake. If you play h4, knight g4. Look at this. h4, knight g4, and boom, game's done. f2 is hanging. This is hanging, and you're busted. The game is all finished. Right? So don't even think about that. It's all done. Rematch, yeah. So this is basically Magnus Gukesh. This is a double round robin. The Norway chess is a double round robin. Gukesh takes the pawn on a5, chat. He says, okay, if I'm going down, at least let me get rid of the queens, right? So trades. Magnus immediately ready to trade it. Takes an h4, chat. This will happen within a minute. Trust me. Maybe not even a minute. Magnus has to play h4 here. And the space he's gaining out of this is very high. And this is looking absolutely good for him. Raghav, hi man. How are you? So great to see, guys. Great to see. I'm pretty sure you guys have also really enjoyed this game going ahead. So we are almost into the crucial parts of this game. I don't think this is going into an Armageddon. There's two chances it could go. One is Magnus blundering it out and taking it to an Armageddon. Or Gukesh is going down right now. I don't see how Gukesh can put pressure on Magnus. I feel guys, in this whole game, right? This bishop c6 plan of Gukesh turned out to be not good for him. Because this bishop is still not doing much at all on c6. I don't see what it could be doing. Carlsen is farming great moves. Yeah, absolutely. Just easily farming great moves out of there. Rook e3 looks so sad. Yeah, the e3 rook. Okay, of course, maybe he can say that I can come back through e1. But now the knight has to find a place, and Gukesh has to be struggling. He's down to 19 minutes on the clock. They still need 12 moves to make, so not too much of an issue. But if Gukesh takes too much time here, then he close to have how much? 1+1.5+ minutes for a move. So this, he needs to be careful here, chat. I think the world champion is back in trouble. And this was a very important game for him. I don't see a better square for the bishop than for the bishop on c6. Yeah, so basically that bishop, that's a problem. Like, I think the maneuvering of this bishop b3 plan and getting into c6, that somewhere did mess it up for Gukesh a bit. Maybe I'm not judging the bishop's position. Usually it has to be a good bishop there, but I don't know, man. Like, it's for me, I feel it's kind of like not in the game, and the game is completely happening on the dark squares, right? It's all happening on the dark squares. Look at all Magnus's pieces here, and this bishop is just having a tough time on c6, maybe, you know. Oh, that's interesting, Andrew. That's something I would love to see. If this doesn't make it to move 40, I think they might make it to move 40. Or you think Magnus could take it down before that? Possible, right? Absolutely possible. I wouldn't say no to that. Okay, so that is where we are right now, chat. So we are at move number 28, guys. I'm really sorry. I used to have this move counter next to this board, you know, but I will try to bring it back in the upcoming stream for sure, so that things are much easier for you guys to watch. Oh wow, a lot of big takes from you guys. Like, you think Gukesh is gonna resign in the next 10 moves? Give me a second, guys. Okay, I'm back. So yeah, this I think usually Ethni, but not always. Bet Gukesh will flag if not resign. Their calculation is insane. They might shoot out the next 12 moves. Maybe they might reach move 40, but the problem is that by the time they reach it, I think Gukesh could land himself in a losing position. I really feel so, because it's already looking very bad for the world champion. And how is he gonna get out of this? This is really not looking good, right, chat? This is... So actually here, guys, if you're thinking what Gukesh is thinking, you might be wondering, right? Why is this guy thinking? His knight is under attack. This is the only square to move the knight. Why is he thinking is that there is actually a way where he can just keep the knight here. He doesn't have to move it. For example, I play a random move like rook a7, 7th rank. You can take my knight. No problem, take it. I will take it back. I'm attacking your knight, and the moment you move this knight, I can get the bishop. So this could be something Gukesh is thinking about. He's thinking whether he can simplify this position and get into a safer game here. So he could actually keep the knight on g3, chat. He might not even move it. For material advantage, but why the bar? No material advantage, but why the bar is high for Magnus Carlsen? That is called positional advantage. Sometimes in chess, it's not just about material. If you look at the position, man, Magnus's pieces are so well placed. A lot of targets for the pieces. Look at this. There's a lot of potential targets. B3 looks very weak. His h4 pawn is doing a great job hitting this knight away. So Magnus is definitely having a great position. That is why the advantage. Bet Gukesh will flag if not resign. But yeah, guys, very important game, chat. You know why? Because for Gukesh, if he loses this game, first of all, Magnus takes the big lead in this Norway chess. Something you just don't want, do you? Second thing for here is that 2 losses in the classical format against Magnus. This is their first encounter, like a tournament that they're coming together after Gukesh won the world championship. So those two losses, see, Gukesh has openly accepted the fact that Magnus is still the best player in the world, which is great of him to do that. But that really takes a psychological toll on Gukesh, right? Of course, if just because Magnus is the best player in the world doesn't mean you ain't competing with him. You still have to compete to be the best, right? So yeah, I think this game, the way Magnus is playing, he's the man to beat. Chat, spreading happiness. Hi again. The game is so complex, man. I can't even find good moves for Gukesh. So I think Gukesh did play something quick, and Magnus is back with another great move, guys. I don't get this. Every single move Magnus makes is great. So Gukesh is trying to get rid of some... So as I told you, Gukesh didn't move the knight. Don't be surprised. Don't be like, oh, why did Magnus play? Did Magnus miss a free piece? No, he didn't. Because if he had just taken it, you take back, attack the knight, and get the bishop. And that would have been fine for Gukesh, right? Or just take this back or something, right? So here, guys, that's why Magnus said, I'm not moving this rook anywhere. It's time to bring my final piece that's not doing anything in the game. That's this rook. And the rook says, time to join in and put some problems for you guys. Can Gukesh defend... Yeah. Magnus is actually stockfish himself. Gukesh defend his title against Magnus Carlsen. He doesn't have to, because Magnus is not playing the World Championship. How he finds all great moves, me struggling to find an inaccuracy. I get it, guys. Like, that's the thing, right? And that's what I'm saying, chat. When you're watching these streams, or when we are doing the watch parties like this, and you guys are watching this and we are getting out of this, actually the people, like, having a clear win-win scenario here is us, right? More than Gukesh here. Because for us, all of you guys are gonna go out here definitely knowing something new or learning something new. Trust me. And if you're new here and you want to keep doing this in the upcoming days, you want to catch up more on the streams and all, do like the stream, chat. Do subscribe. Don't miss out on that. That would be great, and really, it would be very encouraging, you know. And it would be very fun if we can hit 550 today. I think 600, big number. I don't want that. That's too greedy. So 550 is definitely a good run, a good start towards 5,000, right? So I'm very happy for all you guys who have subscribed today. Thank you for joining in. Magnus is mittens. He always said he can't beat Stockfish. Look at this game, chat. Like, Magnus Carlsen has been for the last, if you look at the last 5 moves, right? Or yeah, 5 moves. You see this from here. Great move. Okay. Gukesh goes knight d2. Great move again. Gukesh goes like, okay, that's, you don't need to do a great move there. Rook a5, great move again, right? He goes rook a4, great move again. Magnus just plays only great moves at the moment. This is crazy, yeah? It's just crazy, great move chess from Magnus Carlsen. How could Mittens just not eat stockfish? Okay, so anyways, guys, if you're just joined here, this is round 6 of the Norway chess. Very, very crucial round. Magnus faces Gukesh again. And this time, the world champion is in trouble because his position doesn't look great. His position is really hard to play. Gukesh is down, if you guys are looking at the time, Gukesh is down to 11 minutes. He has to make 11 more moves. That is, they're on move 29 right now. 11 minutes to go. 11 minutes here. Gukesh is burning a lot of time, John. You're absolutely correct, John. Brilliancy incoming. Maybe. And the reason is that since he's down to 11 minutes and 11 more moves need to be played, this is not going to be easy at all for him. This is just going to get really, really hard because he literally has a minute for a move now. So that is a minute for a move. Gukesh has to do something here. It's getting desperado time. Things are going desperate for the world champion. While Magnus, 24 minutes on the clock, proving again and again that I am the man to beat. You could be the world champion. There could be other world champions, but at the moment, in the world of chess, the man to beat is Magnus Carlsen. He's the one to take down. Gukesh not play like world champion. No, you can't, what do you say? You can't argue about that, you know, like, Gukesh is a great player. He's gaining a lot of experience from these tournaments. He will get there. He will get there. But always very tough when it's Magnus on the other side. So as I was saying, guys, Magnus is the guy to beat for all of these guys in the tournament. He is slowly running away with this game. And he's also slowly running away with this Norway chess again. It's his hometown. Home ground advantage, is it? Having like good food, good place, good house. Maybe he's coming from his house and stuff. So home ground advantage, it looks like. Yeah. Do you know that the head-to-head scene of Magnus is a Gukesh in Classical? He creates so much imbalance, you just have to use your time. Yeah, exactly. Magnus has put a lot of pressure in this game for sure. I don't know. I think Classical, I don't think Gukesh has that great advantage. But in one of the Norway chess or somewhere, he has defeated Magnus in the Armageddon, I guess. But great game going ahead, chat. And if you like the stream, do like it. Do share it, guys. Don't hesitate. Double tap and you've liked it. Subscription, it's over there. You can just click on it. Yeah. Sharing it, I know it's a hard thing to do. It takes time. So I'm okay even if you don't do that. But it would be great if you do. Seems it's Hikaru that won the last Norway. Not won. No, I think it's Magnus only. I think it somewhere in the first round someone was telling me it was Magnus who won 2024 Norway chess. So right now Magnus Carlsen is going all the way. The bar things it just loves Magnus here. Okay, so Gukesh does find a move, rook a2. But as I was pointing out earlier, guys, look at this box. Look at this 3 ranks. Every single one of like most of the Gukesh pieces, look at them. They're struggling. They're struggling for space. And this bishop who's on c6 is not really helping. So Magnus could take this pawn any moment or the knight. I don't think he's going to go for the knight. He could just keep improving. But trust me, guys, there is still chances. Gukesh is not completely out of this game. Waiting for a blunder from the GOAT. Have you ever played with any top players like Preg or Hikaru? Me? I have played them. Like not Karu or Preg. Some other player maybe who's playing in this tournament. I have played, and it was good also, but pretty early days, you know, not recently. So Hikaru won 2023 Norway. Last year he was second to Magnus. Oh, okay. Okay, that's great. So looks nice. But anyways, guys, coming back to this game, yeah, I think there could be a point where Magnus could go wrong. Okay, trust me, like, because this scenario of imbalance of this g3 knight could be taken any moment, when to take it. Maybe he might take it, you know. I don't think he's gonna sit here complicating it too much. Takes, but here, what do I play though? Sack the knight, chat. This time, sack the knight. Yeah. G takes h3 and then take the pawn could be great. I think that could be a thing, right? Sack the knight. Anyways, you're gonna give up one of the piece. Just sack the knight. Takes and take this. And if he takes you, take it with the rook or the knight or anything you want to take it with. And the knight lands on c5 and b3 is history. So that would be really cool, right? Now we have got knight sacks. Absolutely. We're coming up with some knight sacks now. So king g7 played. Oh, Magnus Carlsen is playing like some epic chess here. To understand this move king g7 itself is tough, chat. Like, why is it so much needed in this position? It's just improving the king, for sure. Of course, it's improving the king here. And Gukesh said that I've had enough. Like, I've just had enough. You beat me, it's okay. I'm going to play fast. Put the rook on the 7th rank. Time to play some active chess. I just need to do it now. It's now or never for Gukesh. He goes all in. But the pressure is so much that I don't think he can handle this now. Horse or elephant is powerful. With whom? Oh, happiness. Erigazi, I guess. Is there anyone else here? No. Erigazi. Yeah. So, anyways. Coming back to this one. Coming back to the game. Lot of questions, happiness. But as I said, happiness, it's pretty some time ago. So, yep, I did have some good results there, but not any time recent, you know. So, he's one of the best players in the world at the moment. But yeah, it's like 12 a.m. here. Oh, okay. But you are watching one of the best games out there, right? So this is worth it, guys. We are down to the time trouble part. It's 9 minutes left for Gukesh, 20 minutes for Magnus Carlsen. He's thinking for the final. He's trying to find the blow. Like, what is the finishing blow here, guys? So this is where I feel Gukesh, if he can play quickly and bring Magnus down into time trouble, this game is still not over, chat. This game is not yet over. Okay, so don't go anywhere. Don't leave those seats. This is still going on. I've got a very nice salad down there that I have gotten. A very nice salad to have after this. So, like, I kind of have the feeling of having it. But we can only have that if Magnus or Gukesh decides to make things easier here for us. So, anyways, if you guys are watching it, I know you might not be big fans of salads, but I kind of like this one. So it's down there and I'm just ready to have it today, you know. Nice salad. Yeah, so Emmanuel. Anyways, I don't know why, man. Like, sometimes by the end of the stream, I just get hungry, you know, and I have to talk about stuff. I wish this KFC people gives us also a free lifetime, that, what do you say, coupon code, just like they gave I Show Speed. They should be giving more people, you know. So especially when we are hungry. I'm sleepy, but I want to watch. Oh, thank you so much, Happiness. That means we are doing something correct here. And what makes me even more excited right now is that we are hitting 550 today. That is great, chat. I didn't think we would hit that. The initial goal was 500. You guys joined in, and we had a great time today, I'm sure. How bad is 9 minutes for Gukesh? It's really bad. It's really bad because he has to make 9 moves in 9 minutes, and that means he has 1 minute for a move. So this is a game that you just don't want to leave, chat. If you like chess, if you are interested, I think you guys needs to be here. 355 guys have voted in for the Gukesh or Magnus today. And it's Magnus all the way. 66% still thinks it's Magnus Carlsen who's going to take home this game, beating the world champion. That is a big call, chat. You guys really went for Magnus today. And Magnus has answered your call. He says, okay, you guys want me to win? I've got this for you. Right? And I do see that there's a new subscription. I will try my best to read it. If my device comes up. Rishi. Thank you so much, man, for subscribing. And I do see that we have hit 550, guys. And there is a bit more time if you guys want to keep it going. I would love to see till what point can we go today. So, Rook A7 played by Gukesh. As I said, Gukesh thinks that he needs to fight back now. This has to do something on the 7th rank. What does Magnus do here, guys? I think, is taking an option? Maybe. He could take this knight anytime. You take it, sack the knight. This is what we are looking for. Sack the knight. And whenever there's a sacrifice, Magnus is taking time. Because he's like, maybe I don't wanna. Takes and take this pawn here. If he takes back, knight takes. B3 is weak, guys. G3 is weak. This knight is amazingly placed. Knight C5 can happen. I think this is what Magnus has to be calculating. He might be thinking of this. If he plays anything else here, we have to respect that move because it's Magnus and he will find the best moves in the position. We need how to calculate the next best move. So basically we need, like, if I'm looking for some good moves, I would always be looking for forced moves, and here one of the forced moves is to see how I can just capture the G3 knight with the pawn. Because if he takes me back, see, I take it, he takes me, I sack here. That's a forcing move, right? Again, forced move. He has to take me. And now things are easy. I'm going to take this. Check on the king, he takes me, I take back. You see, it was so easy for me to calculate because all of them was forcing. Because my opponent had very less options against them. So that's how it's gonna help you calculate better. Okay? I hope that helped you. Moscow. So, nice to... I don't know if you're watching from Moscow, man. Me with 300 elo thinking about the knight sack knight to g5 and attack the knight by the g2 pawn. So no worries, Akhtar. So you don't worry, 300 elo, you are gonna go up only. Okay, trust me, you watch these games. A lot of people ask me what is the best way to improve at chess. Watch and analyze the top level chess. you might just take one thing out of that whole game, and that one thing is good enough, chat, to make you better. So don't worry, I'm minus 100 elo, and all I think about is bishop sacks. I'm not from Moscow. Then how did you get this Moscow from? Do you also teach chess offline or online? Happiness, that's a good question. Yeah, we are building something on that. We are building a very interesting stuff that can help all of you guys, and even for the subscribers and stuff. If you guys look at it, I've not added memberships into the channel. It's because I will create something like that through which I can do some membership sessions and all with you. And wait a second, guys, it looks like Magnus has played a very interesting rook d4 here. He was aiming at this knight, and Gukesh immediately goes knight f3. This is, I don't know, chat, because Magnus has supported the bishop, right? Now the thing is, he can take this knight. He's like, okay, why can't I just take it? So Gukesh takes back, hits the knight here, and I don't know, Magnus can just take the free pawns here. These two pawns are falling, after which this is crazy, like bishop takes d5. He has to take g takes f4, take the knight. Now Magnus looks in complete control here, guys. Gukesh, and the position is falling apart. Playing or watching is better. The balance is better. Aaron Gaming said hi. Yeah, Aaron, how are you? Hope you are having a great Sunday, man. Interesting. Yeah, happiness. Yeah, we're building something that helps you guys, that I can do live sessions. It's affordable. You guys don't have to have a tough time, and we'll get to that very soon. So just be around. You guys can also catch me up on Instagram, the one chess, same profile picture. So you can see me there, the same name altogether. So catch up there if you have any questions too. So anyways, guys, this is where we are. So we have reached f takes g3 here. This is the position. We are hitting the f4 knight. The bishop's not in a big trouble, but this knight could take it, and then the bishop could be gone. Even though for us it might be very easy to look at this and say that Magnus is doing great, the bar says Magnus is doing great, but over the board, guys, you still need to play this through. Yeah, Gukesh might be +1 in material. No, Magnus is +1 in material, right? Magnus sacrifices in between the knight. Okay, might be making a lot of sense. He's like, okay, I'm just gonna give up the knight here. My bishop's anyway saved. But now comes a lot of complications. Is he gonna take this, chat? Is this possible? No, you know why? Because so if you guys were thinking, this is a nice variation, guys. Why couldn't he take the rook? But then the pawn attacks the rook, and you can't take the bishop. Can you spot it? Very easy. I know you guys don't even need time to spot it, but why is this a blunder? Or why is this variation wrong, chat? That's a good one, Echo. What do you guys think? Why is this a blunder? Absolutely, right? I know you guys saw this. I shouldn't have even asked this question. Exactly, but great. You see, that's the way we get better, you know? Like at the end of it, there's a fork, which is losing. Otherwise, that variation was good for Gukesh. So Magnus goes knight h3. Gukesh says like, now it's like do or die for me. We are on move number 34 right now, chat. And Gukesh is really in a bit of trouble. Not as a big of trouble. You see the bar has gone a bit up now for him. It says that, my man, you have not lost it completely. Right? But now what does Magnus play, guys, is a big question. I think he's just gonna grab this pawn because the knight is in a pin and they cannot take us on d4. Hey Vince, how are you? Hey Madzei, how are you? A lot of you guys joining in. Thank you so much, guys. I really love you, all of you guys, so much. That's the best thing I can say, right? It's so nice to see you guys joining in. If you just joined to the stream, this is Magnus Carlsen, Gukesh playing the World Championship, and we are having this fun watch party going on, and this is real fun. Yeah, this was such a good game all the way. So bishop takes e4. There we go. It's a pin on the knight on f3. The bishop's looking good. The knight's rook's looking good. And again, guys, if you ask me which is that one piece I really did not like throughout this game, it's this guy. I still don't understand what this piece did for him in this game. It was just, I know it looks in a great position. I'm not criticizing any moves here, but I just feel that bishop was in a wrong place in this whole game. And that made the counterpart, that is the d3 bishop. You just compare these two bishops, right? Don't you feel that the e4 bishop did just a great job here? Completely dominating this game. Bishop on c6 was just for moral support. Fork. Yeah, best life. I think you're talking about the knight f2 thing question I asked, right? Sack is useless. Is there a sack here? No, right? Now the position is quite equal. Equal in the sense material-wise. But all of Gukesh and his pawns are weak. d5 is weak. b3 is weak. Magnus has like close to no weakness here. And that is the reason, guys, why the position is so better for Magnus. Why the computers think about it like that. Okay, so 370 people. That is good number of poll here. Okay, and what does 370 people think? They think that Magnus is winning. Yeah, the majority of you guys do think Magnus is winning. Gukesh does have 34% of votes out of this, but unfortunately, I don't think that is a good number. Yep. So it's Magnus all the way, chat. Is it? Magnus Carlsen, the world #1. Bishop on c6 is bad because of how many pawns he had on the white square and they were pushed, creating those backward pawns. It's not only that bishop seems to be like in a wrong place in this game. It's not able to, and Magnus played very well on the dark squares. Look at that. He played a great game on the dark squares, which really took it down. Poll evaluation bar. No, I think no. Like in the initial stages also, people did support him, right? Hey, Pranay, how are you? Yeah, Pranay, like I think Magnus has really taken Gukesh down the wire, you know. Rook d1 by Magnus, okay. The last thing you would want to do here, guys, is to move the knight. If you move that, that's curtains. Knight g5. Like, I should have asked you what would have happened, but rook h1 is mate. I think you guys, I consider you guys to be very good players, so I don't ask such questions. So don't move this knight. It's a mate coming up. So what else does he do here, man? Like, maybe bring the king in, but who walks in with the king to g2? Who walks in into a pin? Tough, right? Tough, very tough. The good thing is that Gukesh is almost equalizing on time. That is maybe the only good thing, but I think they will hit move 40, and the funny thing or the interesting thing is that, chat, even if they hit move 40, they get only 10 seconds extra. So we are in for a nice finish here. I think someone has subscribed. So I'm waiting for the, what do you say? I'm waiting for the Streamlabs to come up. I really have fun doing it. I see, who's that? Mac, like I just read only the half part of it, but thank you for joining in, Mac. Speak Hindi. Okay, that's a lot of questions. I speak a lot of languages, man. Happiness. Nothing specific, but yeah, I like learning a lot of languages out there. But yeah, Stockfish and Alpha Zero maybe. The good E1 knight E1. Oh, that's passive, right? It's like you think the knight to E1, like from there. Look at that. The pieces are just not doing good. The only good thing for Gukesh that I can see right now, chat, is that this rook is not coming into this position. If this second rook finds a way in, this game is literally done. Gukesh goes g4. Pretty fighting game here because he's like, I have to get some space for my king, and he's not planning g5. Don't think he's planning to go g5 because that is game over then maybe soon. But at the moment, g5 is a plan because it gives him this free bishop. Magnus is definitely just gonna trade, right? So what I meant by not g5 is now he cannot play g5. This knight will come to h5 and f4, after which it will just dominate this game, and Gukesh and his pieces might have to wait watching. But still, guys, there is a thing here, you know. g5 is a thing because of this problem on f7. So Gukesh is really trying to create problems back to Magnus. Very interesting scenario here. Magnus goes for another pawn. That's like something the computers don't really like. They're like, hey, Magnus, you're being a bit greedy, you know. But I think finally this bishop, think about this, chat. Like, this bishop went to c6 on move number... When did it even go there? Yeah, on move 22, this bishop went to c6, chat. And now on move 36, that is 14 moves later, finally it could do something. And that is to be out of this game. And I think that's the best thing the bishop could do for Gukesh right now. Because that's been a player that's never created an impact. That was not a good player. Maybe in soccer you would see that you call in the sub, right? Time to call him back. Be like, okay, not today, man. Time to get in a substitute in. Yeah. So unfortunately for for him. The bishop, yep, he's leaving the ground. The bishop has left the ground, but that's not bad for Gukesh right now for sure. So here, chat, like very interesting scenario here. Magnus, if he takes with the rook, it's an absolute blunder here. Do you know why? Because it looks like a normal thing, right? Because of this big issue of knight here. f7 is gone. You can't play rook here because knight e6 check and losing all of a sudden. So I'm sure Magnus won't do it. He's never gonna do it. He's gonna take it with the knight and bring the knight to f4. That's like straightforward stuff for Magnus. But is he gonna get bothered about this? Okay, the rook has to move and then knight g5 could be the plan. Gukesh fighting on, chat. Is Magnus Carlsen, can he make the biggest blunder of this game with rook d5? That could be like devastating. Do you take with the rook or the knight? Taking with the rook is a big blunder, chat. Okay? Can you guys think, like if you didn't see what I explained, then think about it. Rook d5 is a big blunder because this will be targeted. Rook, knight g5, f7 under big trouble. No way to support it. If you think rook f8 is away, knight e6 check and the rook is just history. So not possible, chat. So all you guys are watching in, even drunk Magnus won't make that blunder. I like that. I like that, Alan. But then, okay, so Magnus didn't make that mistake. He's like, whoa, do you really think so? After playing such a perfect game, I would do that. Rook e2 by Gukesh. He's just defending from this check and also getting the rook out of this attack. Gukesh trying to bring in this very important attack here. That is the move knight c3, knight g5. He's trying his best to get it because he's down a pawn, chat, and these connected pass pawns can just finish this off for Gukesh. Will Magnus get my powers of blundering? And he takes with the knight. Yeah, he does. He was not gonna blunder that for sure. But anyways, chat, this is such an important game. Both are going really low on time at the moment, coming down to 5 minutes for Gukesh. They still have to make only 2 moves. They reach move 40, but they get only 10 seconds for that. After that, it's not worth it. It's not the usual 30 seconds increment. Magnus Carlsen comes in with his knight to f4. Like, if you ask me, that is the most logical way to play this. Following it up with something like rook d3, attacking the knight, attacking h3, planning to get this pawn on b3. Everything's happening here for Magnus. He's going all in. The rook is also under attack here. So maybe something like rook f2. But again, guys, if you think that can he play this move, he can, but this is really annoying, you know. This is something that's really like making Magnus think here. Like, can Gukesh make this comeback, guys? He's down to 4 minutes. Magnus has 7 minutes. They have finished 38 moves, 2 more moves for the increment. They will get the increment, but is it enough for Gukesh? Like, can he somehow save this game is the question. But because if this game ends in a draw, or I mean if this game ends in a loss for Gukesh, as I mentioned, Magnus is going straight ahead with this tournament or this game. He will be gaining the 3 very important points, and Gukesh, it will be tough for him to make a comeback. Do you think Gukesh will resign or keep fighting till the end? I think he'll still keep going. He won't resign because there is a bit to play still. He goes rook c2. Gukesh making all the logical moves here because his plan is simply rook c7. You see, he's fighting. He's not just randomly giving up. For example, guys, if he goes something like rook b3, Magnus takes the next pawn, knight g5 all of a sudden. You hit here, you're hitting on this one. It's still a game. It's not over. So if you guys just joined in, this is the world #1 Magnus Carlsen playing the black pieces against the world champion Gukesh. This is the best that you can get out of chess. And if you like the stream, do like it, do share it, do subscribe. Hey, Speed, yeah, you take care, man. You have a great night. Have fun. So if you like it, guys, do like, do share, do subscribe. You don't want to miss out the next time we are here, right? And we'll try to make it as fun as possible. This watch party is not gonna disappoint you guys there. And also like the stream, guys. I don't think we might hit 100 likes, you know. Can't say that. But yeah, spreading happiness. Yeah, sure, man. Take care. Like, I really see your confidence on Magnus. I can see that you guys are pretty much confident on Magnus, which is very nice to see. You guys are really betting on him, right? You guys think he's gonna take this. In the meantime, just give me a second, chat. Okay, we're back. Just had to take that very tiny little break. Just needed some stretch. But anyways, guys, this is the final moments of Magnus versus Gukesh. Magnus down to 5 minutes. Gukesh has 3 minutes, or close to 4 minutes if you want to say. And, oops, 1 second. So Magnus comes out with this move king to f6, which is quite interesting, which I don't know, like, was that needed, chat? Okay, chat, so I just had to get that stretch in because it was a long stream rise of now, because here we go, h4 is in. And Gukesh is fighting back. Gukesh is like, did you just give me a chance, Magnus? He just goes h4. Why king here though? Like, okay, of course, Magnus is trying to centralize the king with king e6. That's definitely his plan. To prevent knight g5, yeah, but h4, still knight g5 is coming up, right? Hard to defend it. Rook c7 is coming up. So Gukesh is going all in. This is like do or die scenario for him. And what he has done the best is that both players have reached move 40. So they're going to get the 10-minute increment. But what Gukesh has done really well here is that he's managed to pull Magnus down on time. Magnus is also down to 4 minutes now. Is that enough for him? This is a big question right now. So if you're watching this, don't leave your seats, guys. This Super Sunday is not over. Gukesh Domaraju, the world champion, is fighting back. But can he make it is the question. Can he take Magnus into Armageddons? If not, Magnus is definitely going ahead in this tournament very well. And also going ahead very well against Gukesh in terms of all the psychological advantage and everything he has gained out of these games. So, very crucial game for Magnus. And Magnus does centralize the king. He says, okay, I'm just gonna go king e6 here. Knight g5 check. This is getting a bit out of what he wants, right? Like, this knight is really annoying here now. The knight's in, coming with knight g5. So, Gukesh creating problems. Back to Magnus. Knight g5 is on the board. It's gonna be happening very soon. That seems to be like the best option here for him. Knight g5. The king is trying to come out. Magnus has other plans maybe. Magnus says, I'm gonna land a checkmate on you soon. So, knight g5, king d5. If you take knight f7, it could be even king e4. Hit this knight. The king. Okay, knight g5 on the board. You know what, guys? There was a very interesting moment here. You could have played this. No, you couldn't. Because sadly, rook f7 was mate. So, just to show you the mate, which was fun. Yeah, okay, but still it's completely in Magnus's hands yet. Oh, okay, so you guys think, okay, king d5, great move, they think. Magnus Carlsen back with the great move grind. Gukesh might actually take this pawn. He might feel like, let me at least get back one pawn in this game. But I kind of feel here, chat, that this king is walking into a mating net. There is definitely a mating net coming against that king. This is not looking good for the world champion. Magnus and his pieces are really covering him down. This is real fun chess at the moment. If you like it, don't hesitate to like, share and subscribe. That's the best thing you can do here. 400 votes. Wow. I would love to see who you guys think. Rook h8, again a great option, Speed. I thought you were asleep. But yeah, I think we managed to keep you awake, yeah? So Rook h8 could still be something he might think about. But it's Gukesh to play here. They have hit move 41, so no need to think about that anymore. Both players low on time. Gukesh down to 2 minutes, chat. This is getting interesting. Exact. If Magnus is running the king forward, you're lost. Here we go with the king. Magnus is walking down the board with his king. So, I don't know, like king e3 in the future? Or like push these pawns maybe? Yeah, I think that could also be a plan, chat. Like he's just thinking of these pawns coming down the board. Magnus is trying to convert this as cool as possible. No sleep till this match ends. Rook a4 by Gukesh. What does Magnus do here? Big question. Where is this king going? Is he gonna go king here? Has Magnus actually made a king walk? That was a bit not needed at some point? Like, very important decision to make, guys. Magnus could either go back with the king, but that doesn't make sense. Then why did you come forward, right? Or he must be thinking king d3. Look at this king. Like, just think what Magnus Carlsen has just done. He just walked his king from g8, g7, f6, e6, d5, d4, and the king is now on d3. If he plays that next move. If he goes for king d3, look at that king. Now that's how you activate a king in the endgame. That's something you can learn out of this game. I'm hoping for Gukesh to win because he will motivate us that don't give up. I also think so, man. Like, I would also like, I would not be surprised about any tactical way of a draw or something. Okay, king d3, Magnus just not giving any chance of blundering. King d3, attacking the rook. Gukesh playing fast, which is good for him. He has to bring Magnus down below 1 minute. That is the only chance in this position. I don't know why. Magnus might think at some point to play rook h8, like what Speed was saying. Rook h8, rook h4 is a great plan. Rook c8, rook c1 is a great plan. There is plans here. But you have to be careful with the king, you know. Like, you don't want to walk into some kind of mating net with the rooks and the knight and everything together. That could backfire. Hi, I'm Magnus Carlsen. Hey Magnus, how are you? So, we wonder why you're using... we knew you were stream sniping, but it's okay. It's okay, man. Do well. Do well at the very end of the game, okay? Win this now. So anyways, guys, I hope you guys are having fun. I know you guys are having fun. So back to this game now. Back to this game. Magnus thinking. Magnus also down to 2 minutes. This is fun stuff, you know. Is Magnus gonna tilt in time trouble? This is quite interesting, chat. Do not leave your seats because it's just 2 minutes for each players. Magnus down to 2. Okay, Magnus goes f6. The computers don't like it, chat. The bar has gone up. The bar has gone up. Mistake. The time trouble is hurting Magnus, is it? But Gukesh has to find the best plans here. As I was mentioning, this small issue with this king stuck here is the problem, chat. Rook c2 check, king here, knight e4, and all of a sudden this king seems to be like, wait a second, am I getting checkmated? What the hell has just happened in this game? I was supposed to be the best king on the board, and right now it's either me getting checkmated or him getting checkmated. So this is really interesting now, chat. So does Gukesh play the best move? That's the problem. The check. This in between check. Does he play it? It's the big question here. Because knight e4, I think he will. Rook check, send it back, knight e4. I think Gukesh might play this. This would be heartbreak actually. The advantage has really dropped for Magnus. It has gone down to only 1 here. This would be crazy. This would be crazy if Gukesh goes for rook f3, king c2, knight e4. He has to make this move. He has to go for that variation. Because that's his only way. Magnus down to... Oh, Gukesh down to below a minute, guys. So, I don't know. There could still be big mistakes from him. It's not easy. It's not easy, guys. Heart's beating for them here. Like, I'm sure the adrenaline is going very high for those players out there. It's the heartbeat is going up. But you have to stay calm and find it. You have to find rook f3, Gukesh. Otherwise things are not looking good for you. I'm at a wedding watching the match and I'm sure others are thinking that I'm mad. I'm glad that you are. Glad that you are. I'm pretty sure you did have fun then. I've had people... Oh wow, rook f3 on the board, guys. The world champion finds the best move in the position. Oh, good lord. Magnus is not going to be happy. See, has he just walked the king a bit too far? Few minutes ago, I was just appreciating Magnus that he just walked the king to the best position. He's doing great. But right now, chat, has things gone wrong? Has the world champion the world number 1 gone wrong? This is definitely not what Magnus might want here. After playing such a close to perfect game, one f6 move is not what Magnus wants. This is looking quite interesting, chat. Magnus also down to a minute. Rook f3 has really made him to think. He's down to 1 minute 12 seconds. Gukesh 30 seconds on the clock. This is the game to watch out for today. This is gonna make this Sunday, this Super Sunday for you. So keep this going, chat. Keep this going. King e2. Okay, the advantage has really dropped, chat. It's from being 3, like Magnus was also almost up 3 points, but now it's only 0.7, and Gukesh has to find rook e4 here. He has to rook e4. Oh no, this is not easy, chat. He goes rook here, rook blocks, Magnus takes, quick moves by both players, knight e4 check. But that simplification has really given a sigh of breath for Magnus, because now this king is very hard to get checkmated. Magnus might be a happy guy now. Not easy anymore, because the trade of one pair of rooks is definitely what Magnus wanted. Here comes king e2, because these two guys together cannot get this king down. And that is why you see the great move sign there. And here we go, the king goes to g3. Gukesh doing some great job, still not excited about free pawns, you know. And in between I see the Streamlabs coming up. I will try my best to read who's that guy who's just subscribed, because you should be motivating others to subscribe, man. Yeah, that was crazy, Best Life. That's almost crazy. So I think Matthew Van, right? I don't know if I'm correct, but thank you for subscribing. Magnus goes d5. Magnus says it's time to start rolling these pawns down the board. So all you guys are watching, Gukesh takes the pawn. So how does Magnus convert this? Can he keep this push going? It's not easy, chat. Trust me. It's not easy. These pawns, they are connected pass pawns, but to convert this, you have to be at the Santosh. How are you, Arvi? Hope you are doing good. And all you guys have been subscribing, watching this, enjoying this, subscribing whenever you get a time. Thank you so much, chat. I really appreciate that. I think what's Magnus gonna do? G5 seems to be a huge mistake here, which is a bit hard to explain, to be honest. I don't know, what's Gukesh gonna do, chat? Can he give some checks on this king? Is he gonna do some checks on the king, or is he just gonna go something? Yep, Gukesh, the man's been playing the best game today. He's not giving up. He's just not giving up against Magnus. Hey Dave, how are you? Thank you for joining the stream, man. Like, thank you guys, everybody. Are we actually gonna go hit 600 today, chat? Nah, just kidding. I could at least keep, what do you say, 75? 575 can be a good number, and Magnus just doesn't give us time, right? Gukesh down to 18 seconds, guys. He needs to make a move. Magnus Carlsen putting all the pressure. Down to 47 minutes himself, Gukesh goes for a move, knight d7. He says, let me hit your rook and the pawn. What do you do here, Magnus? Only move, rook e8. You have to go rook e8, otherwise you just can't afford to give up the pawn on e5. It's so important. They are connected pawns. They need to be going forward. So he's planning to go rook e8 here. Knight to d7. Magnus down to 25 seconds. This is getting really interesting. So you guys just hold on to whatever you're watching. Don't even drop your mobile down there, or your smartphones, or your tablets, because you're gonna miss the game here. Magnus down to 10 seconds. Okay, and he blunders. Magnus Carlsen has blundered a piece, chat. Oh good god, Magnus Carlsen has just blundered a piece. Gukesh is winning this game. What just happened? What was knight e2 check? Magnus completely missed that. He could just take it with the rook. Oh gosh, Magnus has just blundered the game. Oh my god. It's just game over. The world oh good god. That's the day for Gukesh, man. This is, oh wow, this is the biggest loss for Magnus, because h5, it's just a queen coming up. Magnus almost played an almost incredible game and just lost it out of nowhere. One tactical blunder and it's over. I think he completely missed that this knight was attacking this rook here, maybe. Time's going down. Magnus could just resign any moment. This is just coming back, flashbacks of what happened to Ding Liran. What happened to Ding Liran at the World Championship has just happened to Magnus Carlsen. Gukesh has just saved the biggest game of his life, or this could be the biggest game of his whole world. Like his whole chess career, this could be the biggest game. Magnus fighting it out somehow, like, but Gukesh has time, 20 seconds, there is an increment. So there is no chance of a blunder. If he takes this pawn, it's a blunder, chat. Because takes, this pawn, both are gonna queen. So it's very hard to find the best move. Gukesh down to 10 seconds. He needs to play the best move, which is knight a4. He finds it. Amazing endgame stuff by Gukesh. You can't play d2. The knight goes here and stops this. And the h-pawn is a queen. Magnus Carlsen trying everything here. Gukesh has to make this pawn a queen. He has to go h5. And this game is literally over there. What is gonna happen? This, oh gosh. The pole. I'm gonna go back to the pole after this, chat. Yo, Magnus, why not knight h5 and for... This is crazy chess, man. Magnus Carlsen was completely winning. And the handshakes may happen anytime. That is gonna be a devastated Magnus Carlsen. Maybe king d2. Push, and this comes with a check. There might still be game. Yeah, there goes king d2 by Magnus. He's trying to scramble. Gukesh is at 16 seconds. Magnus is trying everything. He's trying every trick in the book now. Gukesh goes knight d2. Magnus could go king c1 actually. He goes e3, knight c4 check. Gukesh just doesn't let him. King e2. Magnus says, I'm going to promote this. Game over. Resign. The pawn is gone. The pawn is gone. This has to be resignation by Magnus now. Unbelievable blunder by Magnus. Oh, the game's over. Gukesh has just won this game against Magnus Carlsen. And I'm sure you guys had a great time in the last few minutes because we had fun in that, right? Oh, good God. Magnus Carlsen completely winning here, chat. Look at this. And here Gukesh just played this move. Knight, king e1, knight d7. Simply trying to attack this rook on f8. Magnus could have played everything or anything here. Rook e8, as simple as it could go. Magnus, under a bit of time trouble, played the most devastating move, knight e2. He completely missed this and this together maybe. I think that's what he missed. I don't know what he missed, but rook e2, king e2, knight takes, and Gukesh has just won the biggest game of his life. And that was big. That was the biggest mistake that could have happened in Magnus's life. I've never seen Magnus lose a game like that. Never ever seen him blunder a game like that. This is devastating for Magnus Carlsen. He played an absolutely stunning game of chess today. And this loss is big for Magnus. And you can't believe how he lost, Andrew. Like, this position, if you guys are thinking what happened, like when I was leaving, Magnus was winning. How can Magnus lose such an endgame? It was just that one tactical error. One tactical mistake Magnus made. Gukesh played knight here. I don't know what he missed. Did he miss this connection or I don't know what he missed. This was under attack. He played knight e2. Such a bad move that happened to me. I don't know even knight h5. Like, that's also bad, of course. But knight h5, the interesting thing was, guys, takes, rook takes f2, and I don't know, knight e5, and all of a sudden there's a fork. This pawn is gone. Crazy. We could have understood even if Magnus did this, but even knight e2 check, and Gukesh was stunned. He had the game there. Takes, king takes, knight f8, and he was up a piece, and he played some brilliant endgame there. Gukesh made sure his knight reached back. I loved this move, knight a4. I thought this was the hardest move for him to find. Anything else could have been draw. Magnus tried e4, h5, takes. He tried this. Gukesh went here. He tried e3. Now he played this very nice check here. Sending Magnus here, king here. And Magnus resigned because if you push d2, takes it, you can promote, not a problem. Knight takes, king takes. There's no stopping the pawns. Wow, what a win. What a win. What a win. Magnus Carlsen proves to be human at the very end, chat. And trust me, if you guys had fun, I'm very sure that you will subscribe. You will like the stream. I'm sure that I was able to at least give you that final moment of fun there. I hope we were able to call it down the line. And yeah. And we'll also look at what happened with the other games. Unfortunately, I feel bad for Magnus here. I feel bad for this game because Magnus completely had outplayed Gukesh here. One tactical error and the world champion has taken down the world number one. The biggest win for Gukesh in his current reign as the world champion. This will change things upside down for him. Trust me, this one win can change the whole thing. This one thing could change how Gukesh goes ahead with this world championship. I'm just sad, you know, just sad. I just feel sad, man, that Magnus lost because he played such a strong game. But kudos to Gukesh. He did when he got the chance, right? He kept playing. That was great. Typical Gukesh, right? Do we have any Armageddons today, guys? Like, okay, I think we don't. Yeah. Okay, there were Armageddons, and Wei actually defeated Erigazi in the Armageddon match. I mean, Erigazi defeated Wei in the Armageddon, just like in their first round encounter. Wei was taken down again in Armageddon. Poor Wei, he was having a great Armageddon run. He was winning 3 games in Armageddons, and now he's finally lost it. And Hikaru lost his game to Fabiano. And with that Armageddon win, because Fabi got a draw, which is enough for the win in the Armageddon as black. And with that, chat, it's finally Fabiano and Magnus Carlsen leading the tournament. Gukesh is 1 point behind them. How big would this be for Gukesh if he actually manages to catch up with them? So Fabiano and Magnus leads this tournament. Gukesh is at, what do you say? Oops. Yeah, Gukesh is at 3rd position with 8.5 points. Hikaru with 7.5 points. Erigazi 7.5. Wei at 6.5. So that is where we are right now. So these are the results, guys. I know you guys had a lot of fun. I'm sure, at least, I hope you had a lot of fun. I did. And that's where we drop off today. Such a heartbreaking game, this one. Magnus, Gukesh Domaraju, the world champion, beats Magnus Carlsen. Biggest win of his career. This could be the turning point he needs. This could be that one win that he needs to change things around. And that is great. I hope you guys all had fun. It's been a very interesting stream. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you guys have fun. Go ahead. I hope the Sunday is still long for you. The night's still long for you guys. Have fun. So, have fun, everyone. I'll leave you guys there. If any one of you haven't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe. Do share it. Do like. Do subscribe. Do, what do you say? Do everything that you see on the screen. And that's good for the day, chat. You guys have fun. I'll just put the replay for a few times until if anyone new want to watch it. So take care, everyone. Have fun. Have a great day ahead. I will see you. Bye-bye.
I am wasting all my time. I'm messing up my
If I could, I would get myself out this mess. If I could, I would get myself out this madness. If I could, I would get myself out this mess. If I could, I would get myself out this madness. If I could, I would. And if I could, I would. If I could, I
Hey desire, burning like a fire. What you gonna do when it crumbles down? Watch it get higher, down to the wire. Will you let it burn till we almost drown? Higher, goodbye, honey, where do we lie? Where you're headed, am I going there too? I don't wanna ask why, wanna give this a try with you. And if you wanna go, I'll follow. I won't let you go alone, 'cause it's a big pill to swallow, but you won't do it on your own. And if you wanna go, I'll follow. I won't let you go alone. I don't care what happens now, where we go, how far and how. If you wanna go, I'll follow. I won't let you go. I won't let you go. I won't let you go. And if you wanna go, I'll follow. I won't let you go alone, 'cause it's a big pill to swallow, but you won't do it on your own. And if you wanna go, I'll follow. I won't let you go alone. I don't care what happens now, where we go, how far and how. If you wanna go, I'll follow. Have you made your mind yet? Have you got your heart set? I don't wanna jump half-hearted. Gotta get your feet wet, gotta give what you get. I don't wanna finish where we started. Like the river flowing, tell me where we're going. Take me to a place that's brand new. Every second growing, time feels like it's slowing with you. And if you wanna go, I'll follow. I won't let you go alone. It's a big pill to swallow, but you won't do it on your own. If you wanna go, I'll follow. I won't let you
rounds in the 45, it go down. 8 rounds in the 45, it go down. Yeah. 8 rounds in the 45, it go down. 8 rounds in the 45, it go down. Yeah.
Look, I was passing aggression, passive aggressiveness. I left him hanging like loose ties as loose ties. Either not, he begging to go or not. Depends on the situation. He going up like inflation. Fuck all the haters that said that he couldn't make it. My brother drowned in the lake. How could all you people mistake it? He fought hard for what he had. Murderers holding guns. You worried about all the extra to water gets in your lungs, nigga. Hey, how could you do this shit? How could you do this when you know I'm going through this shit? Real shit, G shit, I really do this shit. I ain't about it, but you know I'm walking through this shit. Look,
8 rounds in the 45.